will be held on Tuesday in observance of Memorial Day Monday. We will talk to you next Tuesday morning. We appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Hi, I'm Laura Boyd of Rio Grace Landscaping in Lovington, and we are celebrating our first year of being open at 4 Crockett Road, just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway. You can find fruit, shade, and flowering trees. Hydrangea, roses, grasses, boxwood, lavender, and much more are filling the garden center weekly. Rock, boulders, planter pots, and now top and garden soil plus organic compost. Open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call us today at 575-396-7464. Rio Grace Landscaping, your ultimate service garden center and landscape professionals.
Drilling Brake Auto Repair LLC is a professional auto repair shop offering high-quality automotive maintenance and repairs in Carlsbad. They specialize in diesel and gas mechanical services, auto and AC repair, tune-ups, brake replacement, diagnostics, and more. They have many years of experience in this industry, and they have a team of highly skilled mechanics that can get the job done right the first time. Give them a call at 575-725-8882 or find them on the web at carlsbadautomechanic.com for Drilling Brake Auto Repair.
This is Deanne Kimbrough, and I'm running for Lee County Commissioner, District 1. Early voting has already started, and it's important that you get out and vote in the primaries, as this race will be decided there. I'm a lifelong Republican and everything that stands for, and I'm asking for your vote, Deanne Kimbrough, Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Deanne Kimbrough, Junior Hernandez, Treasurer.
Hungry Horse Environmental Services in Lovington is looking to hire operators, environmental technicians, and labor hands. Pay will be based upon experience. For any questions, please call 575-393-3386 or stop by 4024 Plains Highway in Lovington to fill out an application today. Hungry Horse Environmental Services of Lovington is an equal opportunity employer.
It's Elaine Sena-Cortez, your conservative Republican candidate for state representative. When you think of Lee County, what comes to mind? For me, it's oil and gas. It's the hardworking New Mexicans who keep our state and the country moving. Santa Fe has declared war on our industry. With rising inflation and crushing national debt, it's obvious that Lee County's oil and gas industry is the answer to our problems. But radical Democrats hate our American energy. Let's take a stand. My vision is simple. Drill, baby, drill.
Paid for by the committee to elect Elaine Sena-Cortez for New Mexico House.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
The Southeast Plains of New Mexico this afternoon's temperatures are going to be moving into the middle 90s. 96 degrees in Roswell and about 94 for Carlsbad, Artesia. And our rain-starved area of 92 degrees in Hobbs and Lovington. Hobbs, Lovington temperatures remain around the lower 90s by Wednesday afternoon and breezy. 96 degrees the temperature for Carlsbad, Artesia, and 91 Roswell. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
You guys ready?
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome back.
Hi, are you my waiter?
Are you my waiter?
Where are my waitresses?
Waitress?
Waitress?
Yep.
You are the
waitress.
Waiter! Oh, waiter!
Today is National Waiter and Waitress Day.
But I prefer the term.
We prefer the term service.
What about tips? I make my living on tips.
Well, tips not included.
Tip is not included.
Showtime!
So, question of the day is about waiters and waitresses. You want to give a shout out to somebody, you can. But the question is, how much do you give as a tip? You know, I know there are some people that, they see them coming and they go, I'm going to go hide. Yeah, because they don't tip worth a damn.
No, you ain't talking about me.
So that's what happens.
Why do you think he's talking about you all of a sudden?
Because I know some people. Whatever. See?
Walks through the door, they go hide. And they tell the rookie, you're up. So generally, how much is acceptable to tip?
I think it's up
As
to you.
a rule for me, it is depends on the service.
Right.
If I get bad service, I give 10%.
Right.
If I give okay service, I give 15%. If you give me great service, I'll give 20 to 25%.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Me too.
Now, if I get bad service, I'll usually leave about 10%, but then I'll put the 2 pennies on it so that they know.
Just to let them know
you
suck. And I've only done that a handful of times. One time was at Denny's and Ruidoso. And you always know when you're in Ruidoso that service is lacking at some restaurants, and Denny's is one of those. And it's because a lot of those folks are working 3 and 4 jobs.
Yep, they are.
Just to be able to live in Ruidoso.
So, Tom, what is your tipping range? Since you said it's up to you.
It's up to me, right?
So what is your range?
Anywhere from 0 to 15.
0 to 15.
15%.
So you never go over 15.
Not hardly.
So if the bill is $10, how much of a tip do you leave?
I'll leave a couple bucks.
So that would be over 15, Tom.
Yeah.
If you leave a couple bucks.
$2-3 for a $10 meal. Yeah.
So if it's $20, how much do you leave?
A couple bucks.
A couple bucks. So doesn't matter what the ticket is. I'm going to leave a couple bucks. That sounds about right.
But
that actually sounds.
I think the biggest.
That actually sounds plausible.
I think the biggest.
It does.
I think the biggest thing that the waitresses appreciate, not only the tip, but if you praise them.
No, they want the money.
So you try to take the tip and give praise instead of the tip.
Yeah,
you
great
cheap
job. You
bastard.
You came to my tea and took care of my tea or water or whatever.
So what if they said, hey, here's an empty plate. You know, great job for coming in here to eat, but I just want you to know that you would have done a great job eating. But here's an empty
clean
plate.
up after you and the works.
Uh-oh.
So,
I got a text on it.
Already, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to let you read it. It's from Deborah. Go ahead and read it.
Don't lie, Tom. You don't tip at all. We all know that, says Deborah. Whatever, Deborah. I don't know no Deborah, by the way.
I bet she knows you. She's the first one to run out of the building when she sees you. Oh, hell no.
Now, what's the average?
Is not that day.
What's the average salary that those waitresses get besides the tip?
Dude, they make like $2.45 an hour.
Yeah, that's it.
$2.45. Isn't that
so
below the
you
minimum
don't give
wage?
a tip.
Way below the minimum wage. Because they
yeah,
work for
if you
tips.
don't give a tip, they're not. I wish you would do that job one day. First of all, let me just say, you would walk away from the table and forget everybody's order. And I've seen your handwriting. There's no way in hell you're going to remember the handwriting, which you wrote down anyway. That order would come back so screwed up. You'd be fired on day one. But then you would appreciate the job. You would. So, disco going on tonight. They were just tuning up. I don't know if you heard it this afternoon. I was sitting in my office and I told the wife, you know that piece of land we bought up in the mountains? I'm definitely building on it this year. She said, well, it doesn't have electricity, Kevin. I get that. I'm going to put solar panels and generators.
Right.
And, well, it doesn't have running water yet. That's fine. rainwater, because when it comes to Fiesta, I'm doing the show from there.
Yeah, it just gets you a catchment system, and it's good. That's what I did at our cabin. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. They get rain almost every day up in the mountains. That's where everybody farms. Today is a Red Cross Founders Day, Dinosaur Day. Need a patch for that day. International Tea Day. I got the sweet tea. National Memo Day. National Strawberries and Cream Day. National Waiters and Waitresses Day. That is the question of the day. How much do you tip? Rapture Party Day. Tom, what is a rapture?
Rapture means you're taken out, brother.
Means you're taken out. Like
you're
to
taken
dinner?
Out.
Like somebody's taking you to dinner?
Like, you're taken out. I mean, you know.
I thought it kind of meant like the end of everything.
Yeah, it's the biblical deal, I guess.
So like all the people with Jim Jones, they drank the Kool-Aid and they had the rapture? Is that what you're saying?
Done raptured out.
Okay.
Not to be confused with rap. World Day of Culture, Diversity, for Dialogue and Development. I hate days like that. I'm just going to say. I mean, if you have culture, you know where culture is taught? In your home to your kids.
Yes.
I am a coon ass. I've got my own culture. If I want to understand your culture, I will go sit down and break bread with you.
Yep.
I don't need schools teaching it. I don't need the government teaching. I don't need any of that. Rapper Cardi B revealed during a recent interview she does not plan to endorse Joe Biden in 2024. Remember last year?
Yeah, all about
when she was like, I'm going to endorse you. I love you, Joe, and this and that. Well, you know. Yeah, we've seen Cardi go on the stripper pole, from the stripper pole to the presidential pole. I don't know about you, but I'm going to reserve judgment until we hear from Megan the Stallion. Once we hear from Megan the Stallion, then we'll know, which way this thing's going to go. Yeah. Looks like former Home Depot CEO warned that Joe Biden's economy has created a wrecking ball for the next president.
Yep.
And the president responding to the wrecking ball, whoever it is, needs to be a strong leader. Miley Cyrus was like, that's me. Oh, wait, that was her song, I guess.
And the funny thing about that
City.
is that the CEO for Home Depot is a far-left guy.
Yeah. All right, I don't know if anybody hears the damn music. I swear, next year I'm gone. New York City, NYPD getting ready to start using drones as first responders for 911 calls. So they will fly the drones over, they will get an area view, and then they'll decide if they're going to send somebody out. Yeah. Rudy Giuliani's 80th birthday bash from Palm Beach. After cake, they cut the cake, made some speeches. 2 officials from the Arizona Attorney General's office arrived about 11 p.m. and handed in papers. And the case alleging he and 17 others plotted to overturn the 2020 election. When will it end?
Good question.
Nobody plotted to overturn the election. By the way, Arizona has found thousands upon thousands upon thousands of cases that there was fraud going on. Exactly what Giuliani and others had preached. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to talk about fires in New Mexico. We'll get to that. Check of the weather this morning. Being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales, serving southeast New Mexico. Largest selection of RVs. They've got toy haulers. They've got fifth wheels, ultralights, and more. Generational. People just keep coming back. Yeah, their grandmother did business with Maine Trailer Sales. Their mom and dad did business with Maine Trailer Sales, and now they're doing business with Maine Trailer Sales. That's how long they've been in business, 70-plus years. MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. Take the virtual tour of all new and pre-owned models. 575-622-1751. Looks like we do have some wind in the forecast today. Yeah, about 25-mile-an-hour winds. Sunny skies, high 91. Tonight getting down to about 62. Most of the wind will be gone tonight and tomorrow. High tomorrow, 92. Heading into the weekend, we've got more wind on Thursday, but 93 on Friday, 94 on Saturday, and they say about 93 on Sunday. 5-day forecast. Check it out, W105radio.com. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Give them a call, 575-391-1430. Commercial metal buildings. They've got industrial metal buildings, metal roofs, shingle roofs. They do siding, seamless gutters, windows, doors, and so much more. And when they go out to the job, number one, you can count on it. They're going to get the job done right. How important is that somebody is going to show up and finish the job and get it done right? That's very important. 575-391-1430 or Seminole Siding and Construction.com. Price of oil is on the way. We'll talk about that fire in Cloudcroft. Dive into the Trump case. Tweet of the day still to come. And Tom A. in the text, 618.
On the tip thing, this text says, I don't think it should be a percentage of your check. That's why I believe they charge so much for teas and soda pops and stuff like that, really. And then they charge extra for every single thing. I had a local Mexican food restaurant in Carlsbad charge extra for Christmas on my enchiladas, like $3. Name of place rhymes with juicy, laugh out loud. But you know what? I got good service and I always tip well, says this one texter. Another one says, Cardi B, laugh out loud. It's Cardi B, says this one texter.
Whatever her damn name is.
Anyway, I try to correct you today. You know, I really dislike the food places where they ask the type of tip that you would like to leave on the register when these people are only doing their job. I mean, that's ridiculous because they perform no food service for you other than taking your order, says that texter on the tip of the day.
Yeah. So they don't bring food out to your plate?
No, what they're talking about is like when you go like to a sandwich shop.
Okay.
Right? And the cashier, you give your order to the cashier, and on there when you pay it says, right, but it says, how much tip do you want to leave? And I'm like, none.
Yeah, I don't give any tip.
Right. Yeah, if you're a server, if you go to a restaurant and you have a server, then that person gets a tip. If you're at a fast food place and somebody's just taking your order and they're going to, hand it out to you later somewhere else, that's not a tipping occasion.
Tom, how much do you leave at buffets?
I don't know anymore. I've been to a buffet in a couple of weeks.
Okay. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Wait until we get the next photo captured. Tom A. at the buffet.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
So when you went to the buffet, what was your standard tip?
It was, I served myself, so.
Depends on which
buffet
you go to.
Anything.
But if they brought my tea or water, I would give them at least a couple bucks.
So every answer you give is a couple bucks.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So you give the same tip to the people that just bring you water or tea as to the girls that go or the guys that go get your plate, bring your food, bring your drink, come back and check on you multiple times. You give the same amount. That just doesn't seem fair.
Not really. When I say a couple bucks, I mean it could be anywhere from $1 to $5 to $10.
A couple bucks is two. Couple is two.
No, not slang wise. It's when it's $2.
No. A couple is two. Am I wrong about that?
Nope, you're correct.
Well, not in Tom A's book.
A couple is two.
Well, Tom A is all jacked up. I mean, I hate to say it.
A few is three or more. Like 3 to 5 is a few. A couple is two.
Now, it all depends, too, guys, if you're using plastic or if you're using cash.
No, it doesn't matter.
Why would that matter?
Well, if you don't have any cash on you, then you can't leave the tip at the table. You have to leave it at the
on the card, and they
on the card.
And then the servers cash out later.
Yeah, I hope they.
What's so hard about that?
I hope they, when I pay with my card, that they get that.
Oh
tip.
yeah, I mean you're such a big tipper.
Yeah.
I know that like a couple dollars is going to make or break them. Oh, we know that. Big tipper. On another show when we talked about tipping, we actually got a call from a waitress that called Tom a cheap bastard and said he had went in multiple times and did not leave a tip.
Well, let him read one more text. The one that's up on your screen there, Tom.
Says, I'm a server in Hobbs at a disclosed restaurant. Everyone knows Tom A., and we all run and hide when he walks in.
I said it. I said it. I knew it. When they see him coming, I guarantee you that the first thing they go, oh, hell no. Not that fat bastard.
Me.
And they run and hide, and the rookie gets you. I guarantee you that's the way it works. All right, crews responding to a wildfire east of Cloudcroft. Officials from the Lincoln National Forest say crews are responding to the Moser fire 4 miles east of Cloudcroft. Officials say Highway 82 at mile marker 17.5 to 25 east and west has been shut down. And that looks like that's probably going to be shut down, they say, all day today. So the village of Cloudcroft, the mayor, Craig Turner, said the following locations are evacuation centers, and he listed several evacuation centers. If you have animals, you can bring those to the Otero County Fairgrounds. Go to Facebook and Village of Cloudcroft to find out more information on this story.
And for those who don't know where that is, that's out by the, what was it, Cloud Valley Estates or whatever, out that way. And it's the north side of 82 is where that is. So it's going towards 16 Springs.
Is your cabin out?
No.
House Democrats reportedly urge members to oppose the GOP bill that would bar Washington, D.C., city government from allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections. House Democrat leaders sending a message to other Democrats to vote against this. Why would we allow non-citizens to vote for anything? I don't care if it's dog catcher. Why? D.C. passed that non-citizen voting act, and Republicans are trying to strike this down. Ted Cruz is one of them, along with Chip Roy, introduced legislation in the House and the Senate, and House Democrat leaders said, no, we can't vote for that. Proving again the Democrats are broken. For what's good for American citizens is not good for them. It's pretty sad. It is sad. All right, we're going to get into the Trump trial. The governor is, she's off again. She's off. She just came back. Where was she?
Ireland.
Was it Norway?
One of those.
It was a Scandinavian country. I don't remember which one.
I think it was Norway. Now she is heading to the East Coast this week. Governor will be in New York on Wednesday for the Start City Expo USA. Well, she will join in the panel of discussions about sustainable investments. On Thursday, she will attend a state dinner at the White House for the president of Kenya. She'll return to New Mexico just in time for the weekend. I have a question. Who pays for these trips?
You and I.
And why?
Because she's trying to have as big a carbon footprint as she can.
Yep.
I guess that is the case. George Clooney's wife, Amal
Muslim
Clooney. What, Tom?
He's a Muslim.
What's a Muslim? Is that like a moose limb? Like a leg of a moose?
A moose that's limping. Yes.
What about her?
It towards testicles. That's why it's limping. But George Clooney's wife is among the experts that are advising the ICC to seek arrest warrants against the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu.
Oh, God.
Tom, what is the ICC?
It's International Crimes Committee.
Criminal court.
Yeah.
And anyway, they're very upset with Netanyahu, who doesn't even make the decisions for Israel. The tribunal makes the decision. That's what it's called, right, Blake? Tribunal?
Yes.
They make the decisions on who they're going to attack. And you know what? War is hell. It really is. War is terrible. So next time, do not raid Israel. Do not cross the border and attack and slaughter their people.
Right. Civilians. They weren't even military
Civilians,
targets.
yes.
Right. Having a party and everything.
So I don't get where these people, how do you actually think that that is a right thing to do? Because you attacked them. Hamas attacked Israel.
Right.
Israel didn't attack Hamas. But thank you, George Clooney's wife, Amal. Yeah. Who is, what is she, Tom?
Muslim,
yes. By the way, Biden supposedly said he's against such actions.
Sure he is.
Sure you are. You want George Clooney and Amal to get out there and fundraise for you.
Right.
That's what that is about. By the way, Donald Trump, he gave it to the ICC.
He did.
And you know what Netanyahu had to say? I don't care. We're not a member of the ICC. We don't care what you do. Come get me.
Well, I mean, he said all along, if Israel has to stand alone, we will.
Yeah, and so they're gonna put out an arrest warrant for him. Okay, come get me.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yep.
I'll be waiting for you. By the way, we'll see how that ended up.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not going to be good. 2024 showdown. Trump tops Biden and April campaign cash donations. On the flip side, they have spent a lot of money on this trial.
Well,
a lot of money.
Well, and that's why the campaign contributions go up. But this whole trial is really backfiring on the Democrat Party because they thought it would sink Trump. And now what it's doing is it's solidifying people to him and drawing even more.
Yep.
Because people see how he's being treated. They understand that this is not a real court case. It's a political case like they do in third world dictatorships where they go after their political opponents in the courts. And the little guy is seeing that.
Yep. Looks like the Democrats raised about $51 million and Trump raised about $76 million.
Whoa.
So good for Donald Trump. Albuquerque man charged with sharing child pornography. Month-long investigation in New Mexico by the New Mexico Department of Justice has led to an arrest. 36-year-old man arrested for distributing child sex abuse material. Jonathan Anuez arrested last week. By the way, had in possession more child abuse material. Kids under the age of 13. He's still at the Metropolitan Detention Center. And do you know 60% of independent supporters have no problem deporting illegal immigrants, according to a brand new study?
Right.
So when we look at independents who will settle this election, I believe they will settle this upcoming election. Who are they going to side with if 60% are support deporting illegal immigrants? Who are they going to side with?
Go ahead, Tom.
Tom?
I'm going to say they support 60%. They're going to go with Trump.
There you go.
Took you a second. Was that like a reverse, and then you changed course, and as you ran down the field.
The smoke came out of his ears as the gears were turning.
Yeah, it was close. All right, 6:31. Thought for the day on the way. We got to get to the price of oil. Tweet of the day being brought to you by Janko Janitorial. Find them 324 West Main and Artesia. And look, these guys, they do all your cleaning. Janitorial Yeah, they do commercial janitorial cleaning. They clean up oil field sites. They do industrial cleaning and more. And they have all your cleaning materials that you might need. Commercial grade cleaning materials, they've got you covered. 575-703-1869. Call Amber this morning. JancoJanitorial.com. They are hazmat certified, pathogen certified, and PPE certified. Give them a call. If you need them to do the cleaning or need cleaning supplies, they can accommodate that. Tweet of the day being brought to you by our buddies at Janco Janitorial. Here is the tweet of the day this morning.
President Biden, this is how a black family looks like. There's 1,500 paper ballots that need to be cast. If you want our votes, what you need to... We vote for Trump! Donald Trump!
So they started off the conversation talking about, look, if Biden needs our vote, this is what we're going to need. And then they turned and said, no, we're not voting for them. No, we're voting for Donald Trump.
That was
no
funny.
way are we. Yeah. Jasmine Crockett. Crockett basically called Marjorie Taylor Greene a racist in a recent interview. I don't get where they called her a butch because I actually find her quite attractive. And I watched a video of Marjorie Taylor Greene working out in her garage.
Right.
And she was like, she did a clean where it was like over 200 pounds. Tom, do you think you could clean that? I take that to be a no.
Yeah.
She's 50 years old. I applaud that she wants to be in shape. She went to Washington, D.C. to be a fighter.
Right.
God bless that she wants to be a fighter. Here's old Jasmine batting my eyebrows, Crockett.
President and partner, Mr.
Chair
Chairman,
recognizes Ms. Green.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are...
I played the wrong damn one. I played Marjorie Taylor Greene instead of Jasmine Crockett. Here's Jasmine Crockett. I promise you this is Jasmine Crockett.
Her going after your eyelashes, that in itself is racist.
I think her specifically doing it to me, yes, that was the intent. As has been stated, women wear makeup, we wear lashes, we wear all types of things to beautify ourselves. But MAGA has historically been on social media doing the things where they're saying, oh, she's black with lashes and nails and hair.
Whatever. It's not racist.
Well, she said,
why are you batting your eyes, lad, your fake eyebrow lashes at me?
Yeah, but obviously Jasmine Crockett doesn't even know what racist means if she says, no, because it was directed at me. Well, that's an individual remark, not a racist remark.
Right,
agreed. But what she said back could be construed as more racist.
Yeah, agreed. UN holds a moment of silence for the butcher of Tehran. Iran's president died in that helicopter crash. The UN doing it is bad enough. The Senate holding a moment of silence is laughable. I'll get to that cut coming up in a second. Up next, we're going to talk about Emmitt Smith, Tom's hero. I am not an Emmitt Smith fan after reading this.
Really?
Emmitt Smith, I think, is about as smart as this table.
I figured out what it comes down to, though.
Fell.
Uh-oh. Now, he's the all-time NFL leading rusher.
I don't give a damn if he's the all-time leading rusher. What does that have to do with him being as smart as a desk?
Well, that's all he does is run the football.
I'm going to get to that.
Well,
then don't talk.
After football, he made a career out of doing public speaking.
Right.
Yeah. Damn liberal. All right, Ronnie Jackson was asked a question about Trump wanting a drug test. Ronnie Jackson was the presidential physician at the White House for, what, 4 presidents? It's either 3 or 4.
Right.
And here's what he said when he was asked on Kudlow on Fox Business.
White House doctor for a good spell.
14 years.
Yes, sir. Now, all right. Trump is saying before the first debate they should be drug tested. He would submit to it, Mr. Trump. He thinks Mr. Biden be submitted to it. People are, I don't know, don't take this seriously. I think they should take it seriously. As a former presidential physician, what do you think?
Well, I think normally we would never suggest something like that, but I think we live in a different world now. I think President Trump's saying what everybody else in this country is thinking right now. What is going on with this man? What is he on? I mean, we've seen for 3 years now slurring his speech, a sleepy joke, and can barely stay awake long enough to read the teleprompter. And then over the last few months, we've seen that when he comes out publicly, like he did at the State of the Union, he is completely juiced up on something. I mean, he is screaming at the camera. His eyes are wide open. I mean, he's not blinking. I mean, he looks for all the world like he's on some type of drug. The question is, what is he taking?
So Ronnie Jackson was also the physician for Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. So I don't want people to believe that he was just the physician for George W. Bush and Trump. No. He was Barack Obama's physician also.
Right.
Yeah. Fannie Willis. She's in big trouble. I'm going to get to that, and we'll talk about the Trump trial and Emmett. Tom loves Emmett Smith. I'll get to that coming up next. Thought for the day still to come, and the price of oil. Check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. They've got the right gun for you. And trade in your old gun to get a better gun. If you've been thinking about getting yourself a brand new gun, trade in your old one. They'll give you fair pricing. And if you've been thinking about getting personal protection, ladies, if you've thought about getting personal protection in light of the rising crime in New Mexico, they've got you covered. They've got you covered with lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Need ammo? They've got it for you. Cleaning supplies, they can tune up your bow. Stop in and see the expert staff, Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Don't forget, always closed Saturday, open on Sunday. Winds are going to get up to 25 mile an hour by this afternoon. Most of that coming this afternoon. 91 and sunny today. Cloudy tonight and 62. Tomorrow, 92. The wind is gone pretty much on Wednesday, but it will return on Thursday. Let's get you updated. Find out what's going on with news this morning. Being brought to you by Randall Pettigrew, State Representative 61. And he needs your vote. By the way, he reminds you, early voting is open. Go out there and vote today. If you don't know a whole bunch about Randall Pettigrew, maybe you're new to the area and you're in District 61, Randy is a conservative. Randy is a conservative that stands by conservative values. Fights for the oil and gas industry. Fights for Southeast New Mexico's way of life. Fights for our children. When the schools were shut down, Randy was instrumental in petitioning the governor to open them back up. Not only our schools, remember when she shut down our businesses? Shut down our small businesses suffered. Randy's the guy that continues to fight for our Second Amendment rights and our constitutional rights in New Mexico. Find out more information, RandallPettigrew.com. He needs your vote. Message paid for by Randall Pettigrew. 19 minutes away from the hour 7. Let's get updated with news. First, though, let's qualify you for cash on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Blowout contest on W105. This is the cash blowout contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Officials with the Lincoln National Forest say crews responding to the Moser fire 4 miles east of Cloudcroft. The village of Cloudcroft's mayor says the locations are evacuation centers as follows: Mayhill, Cool Pines RV Park, Mayhill Baptist, Cloudcroft, cabins at Cloudcroft, Dusty Boots Motel and Cafe, the Summit Inn, and Cloudcroft United Methodist. Rio Rancho Bosque open space area closed due to fires that sparked Sunday night. Rio Rancho fire crews were dispatched to the open space area near River's Edge 2 and found multiple fires from Rio Rancho and North Beach and extending north. Crews began fire suppression efforts and requested additional units to the scene. While firefighting operations are underway, more fires reported and units requesting from neighboring agencies to assist. The response was all hands on deck with help coming from Albuquerque State Forestry and other nearby fire crews in Corrales. After drone boss Larry Gonzalez died March 12 during a car cruise in Hobbs, financial responsibility for helping his 2 sons through college fell entirely on the shoulders of his widow, Casey Gonzalez of Hobbs. The couple's friends said they could never replace the generosity of Leroy, an active force in the Hobbs community. Leroy, known as the drone boss in Hobbs because of his passion flying drones. The car wash and bake sale begins 9 a.m. May 25th at the recently opened Budboard Dispensary, 2206 West Marlin Boulevard. It'll continue all day. Donations of bake sale items are welcome. Thanks to all who participate. National Rifle Association filing a lawsuit in federal district court in New Mexico challenging the state's new 7-day waiting period law for firearm purchases that went into effect last Wednesday. The lawsuit was filed in collaboration with the Mountain States Legal Foundation. New Mexico's unlawful sale of a firearm before required waiting period ends act mandates a 7-day waiting period before a firearm purchaser can take possession of the weapon. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
This is Senator Stephen McCutcheon. My family's been ranching in southeast New Mexico for a long time. We've learned the value of faith, hard work, and honesty. I knew this campaign would be tough, but I never thought my wife and children would be attacked and my character questioned. My opponent, Larry Scott, is shamefully accusing me of stealing water. In reality, I published that water notice publicly and have nothing to hide. Larry simply can't defend his record and trying to draw attention away from that fact. He consistently votes against our values. Raising taxes 8 times, implementing critical race theory, and a 10-year record of open border policies. Just like I learned on the ranch, character is taking responsibility for your actions. Larry, it's time to face the music. We cannot defend our children, jobs, and way of life with behavior like this. To you, the voters, I've never lied to you, and I never will, period. Join me, conservative Senator Stephen McCutcheon, in defending our way of life. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay in addition. You get para-retirement, and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
HF Sinclair would like to recognize and celebrate the 2024 graduating seniors. Nathan Delgado, Arturo Fernandez, and Olivia Nielsen, all from Artesia High School. Mackenzie Phillips from Goddard High School. And Alfredo Benavides from Dexter High School. Wishing you all the best and success in your future endeavors. Congratulations to the entire graduating class of 2024 from everyone at HF Sinclair.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here. Full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to reelect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
Statues without law. Join us for an evening with the Gatlin Brothers on Saturday, June 1st. Don't miss their award-winning performances of hit songs like Broken Lady and All the Gold in California at the Spencer Theater in Alto, New Mexico. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or visit spencertheater.com.
This is Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington. Candy Ezell is running for the state senate, and I want to tell you why she's the best person for this job. Candy has been fighting for us. As a state representative, she's been an advocate for law enforcement and for the rule of law. She's been voting against Michelle Lujan Grisham's attacks on the Second Amendment for years. And whenever Candy stands up and says no, people pay attention. That's why we need her in the state senate. She's also been fighting for all the policies that have led us to the border crisis, including opposing catch and release of violent criminals, drivers, and professional licenses for illegals. A vote for Candy Ezell is a vote to restore law and order and to secure the border here in New Mexico. This is Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington asking you to vote for Candy Spence Ezell for State Senate District 32.
I'm Candy Spence Ezell asking for your vote in the upcoming Republican primary on June the 4th.
Paid for by Candy Spence Ezell for State Senate District 32.
I want to wake America up.
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
I got to keep wearing it, but don't tell them I didn't have it on when I walked in.
All right, in light of the big fight at NASCAR, here we go.
You like NASCAR and you like extreme fights? Well, now you got all three. It's new NASCAR. First, there's all the racing. And right after the checkered flag, the best part. The drivers get out of their bruised and battered race cars and start around a no-holds-barred, bare-knuckle fist fights. No rules. And better yet, no cage. It just spills out into the track. Somehow it's been approved entertainment for the whole family. If this was the NFL, someone would be up on assault charges. But it ain't. It's new NASCAR. It's even sponsored by people like Bass Pro and M&M's. New NASCAR.
I'm just going to be honest. I watched that fight, and little dude threw a pretty good punch.
Yeah.
He actually did. Yeah.
But
yeah,
you know what?
Did you see it?
Yeah, but it was his fault. You know, he bumped the other guy first, got bumped back, and then he crashed into the wall and then was mad.
And I'm going to be honest. This is what NASCAR needs more of.
Yeah.
This is what made NASCAR so popular, and then they made it so commercial.
Right.
That it lost some of the luster.
Yeah, go back.
It needs the fighting.
Well, you know, it started out as moonshine running. That's how
Right.
NASCAR started.
Right. I mean, it needs less of, writing people up because somebody put a noose up.
Right.
Well, it turned out the whole thing was not true.
Right.
It was a garage door pull down.
But in this case, again, the guy bumped. I forget who the two guys are.
Trading paint.
Yeah.
Kyle
So,
Busch.
yes, he bumped into the other guy, so the other guy bumped him back, and he crashed.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have bumped in the first place. You wouldn't have crashed. And then you get all mad that you crashed. Well, you're the one driving the car.
Yeah. According to a brand new survey, nearly half of students and schools said they did not get enough information about personal finance. Here's the idea, kids, personal finance. You run up a bunch of student loans and then Biden pays them off. Isn't that the way that works? No?
Well, yeah, and then the Supreme Court told me I couldn't, so I figured out a different way to do it anyway.
I'm doing it anyway. Yeah. New study finds that biking helps prevent knee pain. Tom?
It does.
You got knee pain?
Knee pain.
Biking?
I got arthritis.
Helps.
I got all them stuff.
Who doesn't have arthritis, Tom?
Well, I didn't used to have it.
I have an immune deficiency, which is arthritis, even in my lungs. I'm not crying about it. I have arthritis in my legs, my back, my neck. I get up every day and go. But they're saying biking can help you.
It does.
With knee pain
Does it really?
and boost your longevity.
When I was biking seriously and spending quite a bit of time on a bicycle, I had a lot less pain in my knees and back and everywhere else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is great news for bike owners. Until
granted,
their
I was
bike
a lot
is
lighter.
stolen.
I was a lot lighter then too, but still.
So, Tom, you ought to think about getting on a bike. Even if you do it at the gym, it is so much better than laying down in the lazy pool. Lazy pool, unless you're actually swimming, is not getting you where you need to be.
Well, the Corps has an underwater bike that I use all the time.
You just will not change because whatever reason. If success does not show up, you change course.
What does that mean? Change course.
Change damn course. The playbook is not working. You throw it out at halftime. Start over. The episode 768 of The Simpsons on Sunday night. If you're keeping score, that was 768. Travis Kelce revealed So High School is his favorite Taylor Swift song of her latest album. Thank you, Travis. I'm sure she made you say that. And Louisiana became the first state to require the Ten Commandments to be displayed at every school that's funded by public education. That includes colleges and universities. We're going to dive into Donald Trump's hearing yesterday. We'll get to that coming up. Tom, you got a lot of catching up to do. Get busy.
All right, so Blake, apparently you didn't watch the NASCAR race. Chastain never touched the Kyle in the car race, says the texter. Okay, did you get that right, buddy?
Okay.
And no, sir, y'all got it wrong. That's not what happened, Blake. Another text is saying. Okay.
Okay.
And Bubba Wallace, he killed NASCAR, says another text. No, he didn't.
Keep going.
And has anyone noticed that the government is like the mafia? They're all wearing suits and lying to us and make us pay the money for protection from others. And if we don't pay, they punish us, says the text.
But are they protecting American citizens? Because I got a handful of stories about people killing people, foreigners killing American citizens. That'll be in the next batch. Continue, Tom.
On the tip of the question of the day, do you tip and how much? This text says, I gave $20 when my wife and I eat out, no matter what the ticket is. Okay,
wow.
Good. And B, how much is the haircut out there in the Philippines? This question is, the texter is asking.
About $1. I think I don't know. I mean, I don't go get a haircut.
Right.
But I think I want to say it's like 100 pesos, which is $2 or something.
Couple bucks.
I mean, yeah, couple $3 max.
No, I do. When I go get my haircut, I do tip my hairdresser.
Couple bucks.
Yeah, couple bucks.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
My hairdresser. You getting your hair dressed?
Well, my stylist, put it that way.
Oh, stylist. Wow. Such style and profile.
I have some wall trimmers
let me see what
we
you're
use
wearing
for dogs.
today.
I can do.
What's that mean?
Wait, the same red T-shirt.
Sure. It's the
same
logo.
Red shirt.
It's the polo
And you
shirt.
go to a stylist?
I do.
He's got like 3 of those shirts.
Yeah.
And you got a cap on. If you go to the stylist, why are you wearing a cap?
Why? Because of the hair, it's easier to cut. It's already flat.
With the cap on.
Yeah.
Okay. You just put a bolt on his neck.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Fannie Willis could be in some big trouble. She took some money and, wait, you didn't spend it on, rape kits? And you didn't spend it on rape kits?
Mm-mm.
Here's what happened yesterday.
On May 15th, Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis received a letter from the United States Senate highlighting her misuse of $500,000 for a youth empowerment and gang prevention center, and $2 million for the sexual assault kit initiative. Instead, she spent those funds on traveling. In light of potential prosecution and disbarment, I respectfully ask Fani Willis to resign, effective immediately.
By the way, Fani Willis responded and saying it's just another example of racism. It's amazing, though, because the guy that just made that comment
African-American.
is African-American.
Yep.
He's African-American, so I guess he's a racist. What a despicable Congress do we have? Chuck Schumer taking a moment of silence yesterday for the butcher of Tehran.
Well, I mean, he was, the Hollywood Madam's #1 client. So how do you expect him to be?
Schumer was.
Yeah,
Schumer was. So here's the way this went down.
We pray for the Iranian people who mourn the death of their president. We pray in your loving name. Amen.
And they would kill him for that.
Yeah, the guy is somebody that slaughtered his own people.
Well,
and
whose name was that guy praying in? Because if it wasn't Allah,
they would kill you.
They would have him killed for praying for them and invoking not Allah's name, some other god.
Yeah. Oh, God bless him.
And this is the
God
same guy. Now, I know that the Ayatollah is actually the one in charge, and the president's more like a COO kind of guy, if you want to equate it. But this is the same guy that chanted death to America, that lobbed 300 missiles at our ally recently.
Right.
And he is our enemy. Why are we doing this? That would be the same thing as if we did it when Saddam Hussein was finally killed, or Osama bin Laden.
I'm trying to figure out, why would we do it? It's bad enough the UN did it.
Yeah.
But
this is our enemy.
It's crazy. Yeah, our enemy. They are our enemy. I wonder if when Xi Jinping dies, that they'll do the same thing. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. So if you're going down 128 and you need fuel, exit on Buck Jackson Road. Twin Wells Fuel Station, they want to say they apologize for any inconvenience. But I guess 3 weeks ago they had some issues with their card reader. They have upgraded that system and to a much better card reader. Look, we have harsh environment in southeast New Mexico. So card reader is working, and they're ready to go, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They accept WEX, they accept debit cards, credit cards, and more. Fill them up today at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Emmett Smith rips Florida and his alma mater for eliminating DEI rules.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it's not common sense.
I'm not sure he actually knows what DEI is. Because in this story, when he was talking about it, he said, when I was in college and everywhere I've been, they always talk about leadership and how we needed to become leaders, especially athletes. And that's what he thinks DEI is. No, they still teach you to become a leader. But I figured out what his real beef is. His real beef is that kids now in athletics, they're getting brand deals.
Right.
Because he went on and said, look, I want my reparations right now from the University of Florida.
Right.
I want to send their expletive, a bill. I want interest on mine. When you look up in those stands, you saw a whole lot of E. Smith jerseys up there. E. Smith 22s. You can look at the old videos and see how many jerseys are walking around, and I didn't receive 1 red cent.
But did you? You got an education, free room and board, and free meals. That seems like it's something to me. And it also was a springboard for you to go and become a Hall of Fame running back for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That just seems like it's something.
3-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time All-Pro.
I'm just saying, Maybe.
And hey, Kevin, did you know that he was the leading rusher in the NFL?
All-time leading rusher.
Maybe he's had too many concussions. Because I'm going to be honest, if I was a minority, I would not want to get ahead because I took somebody that was better than me's position. Let's think about how that would work in the NFL. I'm sorry, Emmett, we're not going to be able to start you this week. We got to go with Slow Bonner. Yeah. I mean, he's not worth the crap. But, you know, because of diversity, equity, and inclusion, we got to go with the slow white guy.
Well, and I don't think it's really, I don't think he understands what it means because.
No, I'm with you because he said, you know, we trade off DEI to get NIL.
Right.
And I went, wait a second.
Where'd that come from? It's really, he wants the money. Because he was saying, before you choose to go to University of Florida, you know, well, you need to choose a college that has a DEI program because it could impact your family, your father, your mother, your sister, your homie starting a business.
By the way, you know,
I'm like,
and University of Florida is a very wealthy college.
Yeah.
Very, very wealthy. And so, you know how much money college is spending?
A lot.
$12 million to $8 million. You know, like University of Texas.
Yeah.
They're up to about $12 million a year for football.
Mm-hmm.
12 mil paying kids to play. And I think at some point there is going to have to be like a budget where you can't spend over 12 million.
Well,
because if not, the schools with the most money are going to be the winners.
Right. Well,
and that's not really.
They probably
who's that going to help?
They capped the NFL. I think you're onto something.
They should put a cap on NIL.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to
Did you know that Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher?
Oh, I'm going to tell you what he's not. He's not. He is not a world scholar.
No.
I will venture to bet. Or I'll just blame it on his concussions. Either way. All right, thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality products, excellent service. Look, they deliver gas or diesel in the patch. They also have interstate batteries. Go to the website, wakefieldoil.com, for more information. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Cauliflower is just broccoli that has seen a ghost.
Oh.
That's my thought for the day. All right, Judge Mershon yesterday put a stop to all the activities yesterday. Mm-hmm. And a witness got up there, and he didn't like the way the witness talked. Mm-mm. And so he removed everybody out of the courtroom. I don't think they went into chambers. Did they go into chambers, Blake?
No, they just emptied the court.
So they emptied the courtroom, and he didn't like Robert Costello. Robert Costello is a former federal prosecutor.
Yes.
Robert Costello was Michael Cohen's first attorney.
When he was
like
under fire.
He didn't like the way some of the, he answered some of the questions. I guess he was a little aggressive. And then before they let the jury back in, the judge said, "Oh, you're looking at me? Oh, we can't look at you, Judge?" What a pompous ass this judge is. But Michael Cohen yesterday, he admitted that he stole money from a charity. The Trump Foundation is a charity, and he stole money from the charity. And even CNN is like, I don't think they can get by with this. Here's this.
Revelation, though, this morning about the theft of $30,000, which was doubled because they covered his taxes, so $60,000. It came out in a glancing, unclear way on direct. It came out like a bomb earlier today. I don't know how much they can do to fix that. It just, at a certain point, it is the fact Michael Cohen did steal this money. And what makes that really so important, Wolf, is it's not as if Michael Cohen was just stealing on the side. That'd be bad enough. The problem is he was stealing from the exact reimbursement at issue in this case. So the prosecution's core argument is Donald Trump knew what that $420,000 was all about. He was totally read in on it.
And
turns out Michael Cohen was stealing from...
If he would have known Michael Cohen, if he would have been read in on it, he'd have known Michael Cohen was stealing money.
Right.
Which he did not know. Even MSNBC was taken aback.
Dealing in these sandwich bags of cash, these brown paper bags of cash, to pay people is already problematic. But the idea that he would just grab a wad of cash and stick it in his pocket, I think has moved Michael Cohen from this figure where he's part Tom Hagen from The Godfather, but really more like Fredo Corleone, to now this guy who's just a thief.
Yeah, the guy is a POS, is what he is.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
he is a
that's what he
despicable human being.
Yeah. All right, Trump at the NRA. We're going to get to that coming up in a second. You see Pearl Jam's rocker Eddie Vedder paused the concert and blasted Harrison Butker, the kicker from the Chiefs. Called him the P word with a Y at the end. Evidently, he didn't listen to the whole speech.
No.
And a columnist in Kansas City is calling on Butker to be replaced with a female kicker. Yeah, that will fix it. By the way, remember the girl that went into the game? She never kicked one ball. She did play.
Right.
She was a kicker, but she didn't kick. She played in one game in Division I. That's who they want to replace Butker with.
No, she's a pretty good kicker, but...
No.
Is she, though, Tom?
Right. Huh?
She didn't play in one game. She played in one game, but she didn't kick. So what makes her a pretty good kicker? Please go ahead. Elaborate, please. I'll wait.
Well, I think she's a good kicker because she can kick the ball.
But can she?
I mean,
But can
she could kick at least kick a 40-yarder.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
So you'd be willing to bet $10,000?
Those extra points are 32 yards to begin with.
So you'd be willing to bet $10,000 that she could do that?
Oh, yeah.
She's never done. Has she done it before, Tom?
I think she's kicked extra
With
points.
300-pound men coming at her?
Yeah.
I'm doubting it. I'm doubting it very seriously because she played in one game. Yeah. Andy Reid supposedly says he stands up with Harrison Butker. And Blake said, I don't know if that story's true. This was on an NFL site. Maybe it's not. But if it's true, kudos to Andy Reid. Biden DOJ threatening another GOP state over a lawsuit about deporting illegal immigrants. So the Biden administration going after another state, Oklahoma. By the way, Oklahoma's governor, Kevin Stitt, is like, well, come on down. Yeah. A woman delivers her husband's, she discovers her husband was having an affair after their dog ate the mistress's thong.
Yeah. Oh, man, of course.
Dog had to have a operation. And after the operation, the surgeon said, well, maybe you shouldn't wear these and leave them around. And she was like,
I don't own any
not
of those.
mine.
Yeah. Not mine.
Yeah, that's a problem. All right, price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers. Currently, they are hiring. They have training programs, and they're ready to hire you. Service supervisor and training program, CDL required. Apply today. They're looking for diesel mechanics, electric technicians. They're looking for equipment operators. CDL is required, and experienced pressure pump hands. Apply at greatoilfieldjobs.com. Text Oilfield to 63566. Equal opportunity employer, and, of course, a drug-free employer.
West Texas Intermediate, $78.37, $82.35 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $2.75. B?
I don't know if you noticed, I just genied you. Like, let's go.
What's genie you?
Get with it. 7-Eleven, check of the weather being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, 811 West Main. NRTs, you're serving breakfast right now, looking for an awesome breakfast. Big heaping servings. They've got you covered for lunch. Get in there for the same great menu items and barbecue. 811 West Main in Artesia. Call in advance, 575-736-2573. And if you're looking for somebody to cater your next big event, they can handle all of that for you. Sunny today. Winds are going to be up to 25 miles an hour and a high of 91 today. Decreasing clouds tonight down to 62. And sunny and 92 for your Wednesday. More wind in the forecast on Thursday. Quickly, Tom, to the text.
All right, here comes any pads for Tom. He's talking about them Cowboys, and don't say nothing about Deion Sanders or that darn weenie LeBron James. Nothing but a big old crybaby, says this one text. And if the Kansas City Chiefs replace Buckner, and I'm done with them, says the texter. Okay. And good morning, guys. I don't know if you guys knew it, but Emmitt Smith is the NFL's leading rusher. John from Munich. Y'all are bad, man.
Keep going, Tom. Keep reading that.
Listening to Tom is like trying to figure out.
Emmitt Smith is the leading rusher?
All-time leading rusher, yeah.
Wow. I'm blown away.
Do you know whose record he broke?
No, I don't.
Keep
I don't
reading
want
the
I
text.
said
Keep
quickly.
reading the text.
All right, listening to Tom is trying to figure out what the color blue tastes like. Tom, you're a fountain of useless information. Laugh out loud. That's John from Eunice this morning. And a couple of bucks is not going to be a part of my vocabulary for the rest of the week. Laugh out loud, says the text. And big shout out going out to the 10U Dexter Darlings for winning the championship last night. And another text. Congratulations.
I just want to say congratulations to my beautiful granddaughter who plays on that team and graduated, was promoted in the same week. So what a great week.
There
All
you
right,
go.
Tom.
And screw NASCAR. It's all about the Indy 500, says another text.
I think they need to go back to run and shine.
I think they need to start fighting more.
And no, I did not watch the whole race. I just watched the highlights on ESPN.
I think the fighting brings stuff to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's supposed to attract rednecks. What attracts rednecks more than fast vehicles and I'm not
Scantily
even
clad women,
wrestling,
fighting, and alcohol.
And drinking.
Yes.
I'm not encouraging the drink while racing, but I'm just saying all of that was super cool back in the day. All right, we got to take a break, get updated with news. Already 7:15, KWMW, Mount Jamora, 105.1 FM, National Anthem and the Pledge on the way. Things that happened on this date in history, taking out the trash, and more. Coming up, Friday, May 31st, bracket racing at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Gates open at 6. Saturday, June 1st, they're going to be doing streets, bike, box, no box, junior dragsters, and more. If you need more information, call Jamal, 575-631-5099, or just follow them, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We're taking a break. News coming up next. First, though, let's qualify you for the cash on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
It's the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. One person is dead, 30 reported injured in severe turbulence on a Singapore Airlines flight from London to Singapore, diverted to Bangkok, Thailand. People not buckled in were thrown into the ceiling, many hitting their heads.
Data suggests the aircraft dropped 6,000 feet in around 3 minutes. It was carrying 211 passengers and 18 crew. The airline says it's working with authorities in Thailand to provide medical assistance. Singapore Airlines also sending its deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Jurors at the Trump trial in New York hear more from defense witness Bob Costello today. Yesterday, the judge cleared the courtroom and warned Costello about his behavior on the stand. The former president outside the courtroom after.
That was an incredible display. I've never seen anything like it in my life. A tyrant.
Closing arguments are expected a week from today. America's listening to Fox News.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine. while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Hello everyone, I'm State Representative Catherine Brown. I serve Carlsbad, Otis, Loving, Malagajal, and Eunice in the State House of Representatives. I'm running for re-election and I'm asking for your support once again. I'm on the front lines in Santa Fe fighting hard for families, schools, and businesses. I vigorously defend constitutional rights, including the right to keep and bear arms. I strongly support local industries such as oil and gas, potash, nuclear, ranching, and agriculture. Please vote for me, Catherine Brown, on June 4th.
Paid for by Committee to re-elect Catherine Brown. David Fritchie, Treasurer.
You're invited June 15th in downtown Artesia, New Mexico to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Permian Basin's oil and gas industry, marked by the success of Illinois No. 3 well in 1924. Enjoy a day filled with a patriotic equipment parade, food trucks, water slides, live music, an oil field cook-off, snow cones, oil field Olympics, and more. For more information, visit artesiachamber.com or call 575-746-2744. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here. Full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Get ready for the American Legion Post 7 Spring Fishing Derby this Memorial Day weekend. First up, let's talk about those tagged catfish. We've stocked the waters with 1.5 to 5 pound catfish. And guess what? One of those tagged fish is worth a whopping $1,000. The biggest bass won't be left out. Whether you're a seasoned angler or a first-timer, bring your A game. The biggest bass also scores you another $1,000. For a $20 donation, you can support our local American Legion Post 7 7. Plus, we've got something for everyone. All ages welcome. And kids under 12 fish for free. Sign-ups kick off at 1 p.m. on the 24th at the picturesque Lower Tanzil Dam. It's a 2-day event of fishing, fun, and friendly competition. And trust us, there are many more tagged fishes and prizes waiting to be hooked. Our heartfelt thanks to our core sponsors, Varco Electric and Silver Bullet Trucking. This ad is brought to you by the Carlsbad Lodgers Tax, supporting local events and tourism.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
You're waking up to the Morning Morons. One does his best to make you think he's a moron. The other is not a moron. The other is a member of the Mensa Society. I don't know.
Hey, I'm listening to a dumb nonsense radio show.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to one of the morons.
I didn't know Tom was a member of the Mensa Society.
I like that one. That's a good one.
722, Donald Trump, NRA. I came back and found it. I've chopped it up. I'm going to get to that. Donald Trump touched on a whole bunch of stuff. And are we at a point where more Americans have more credit card debt? We'll get to that. Biden says something about hostages. He mentioned a name, and the guy, he goes, oh, but he hasn't been released yet. The guy was in the audience. I'll get to that. Take it out the trash and more. All right, we got a developing story out this morning. One passenger is dead. Singapore Airlines passenger dead after the Boeing jet hit severe turbulence. And it was a Singapore airline plane, makes an emergency landing in Bangkok this morning, and severe turbulence left one person dead and other injured. It was a Boeing 777, 300 yard. Is that the same plane that's been having problems? Yes, it is. Yes. 311 passengers on board, 18 crew members, and they say at least one passenger is dead. They're not releasing any more information because they're waiting to contact a family member on that.
The 777 is their big plane. They were having problems with the 737.
Okay, yeah.
So all Boeing
Bill
planes
Maher,
apparently.
Yeah, Bill Maher roasted Biden about the black graduates. Bill Maher said we're not in the past anymore.
Right.
Thank you, Bill Maher. I don't know if you saw him. He was on the Gutfeld show. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he said some things that I'm like, really? But he found common ground. And Bill Maher has been like, Bill Maher used to be like uber liberal.
Right.
Not anymore.
Well,
all right, take it out trash coming up.
He's always been pretty liberal, but he didn't mind revealing some common sense every once in a while. He was one of those guys that, even though he's super far left on most things, he really prides himself on a common sense approach.
Yeah. Serial Guinness World Book of Record breaker David Rush recaptured one of his former titles. He snapped 110 pencils in 1 minute.
Okay.
Which I mean, nobody using pencils nowadays anyway. Nobody's writing, right? His initial record was broken, and then he came back and erased the competition. He erased them. There is a new report. There is Hush Vacations trending, where as a remote worker, you slip away and travel on a getaway without telling the boss. It's called Hush Vacations.
Well, if you're working remotely, does it matter if you're still working, no matter where you are?
They can easily get away with it. I mean, they're barely working anyway.
Well,
so
again,
Monday,
if you can do your job from anywhere.
Hey, I've got a buddy of mine that does some type of computer IT, and he logs into so wherever he is, wherever there's IT, he can work.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually traveling all over the place. He's going to every federal, every national park.
That's cool.
In America.
That's cool.
That's his, very cool. And so we're off on Monday. Our problem is we have this fiesta.
Right.
And Sunday, everybody's going to be tore up. So
Right.
I would like to leave Sunday and go somewhere Monday and then come back Tuesday, but I don't know. Maybe I'll go by myself. Kid Rock allegedly waved a gun during a interview with Rolling Stone magazine. Are you surprised?
No.
I'm not. And Jim Otto, Hall of Fame center for the Raiders. They called him Mr. Raider back in the day. Passed away. He was 86 years old.
Oh, man.
And this guy was a stud. Bud Anderson, the last American World War II triple acers, died at the age of 102. Anderson flew 116 combat missions as a fighter pilot and led with the 357th Fighter Group during World War II. He shot down 16 enemy aircraft during a combat trip with his P-51 Mustang.
Wow.
Earning him the triple ace. Yeah. Wow. He passed away at 182. I'm just going to be honest. We need more guys like him.
Absolutely.
We really do.
Yep.
I'm talking about a man's man. I can tell you this much. He ain't never wore a man bun. He never had a man bun. Never.
And in P-51, that was a less maneuverable plane than the Zero. So that was quite a feat.
Yep. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the home store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts. They've got everything if you're going to work in the patch. Hard hats and boots. They have a section that is the $99 boot section. You can get boots for $99. Need steel-toe boots? Yes, they have tons of steel-toe boots. Furniture, appliance, and electronics, they've got that too in the same location, in the home store. And they do offer zero-down financing. Scrub Outfitters is right next door, and they have the largest selection of medical scrubs in 100 miles. Look, just because you have to wear medical scrubs doesn't mean you can't look good. Yeah, I mean, Dickies, Healing Hands, Metcouture, Peaches, and they have comfortable shoes and compression socks. One of the largest selection of compression socks. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, find them in the Broadmoor Mall. We're going to talk about Graceland. For the first time ever, Graceland could be out of the Presley family.
Really?
Yes. All because some people do not know how to pay their debt.
Wow.
We'll get to that. And a man murdered over the weekend in Albuquerque. And the charges against the top golfer, his wife just had a baby. We'll give you an update on that story coming up in just a second. Tom on the text quickly, 729. Take it out the trash up next.
All right. Big John is chiming in, saying, the best thing about NASCAR is Ricky Bobby, says the tape.
Dear sweet baby Jesus.
And the original Tom A. hater saying, Tom A. is lying. Someone else always flips the bill, he says this morning.
Most of the time, that is true. He goes into a restaurant hoping somebody will go,
pay for it.
That's
I don't know
Tom
what
A.
that's
I'll
about.
pay for it.
Yeah.
That is not always true. I'm going to stick up for Tom here. The first time he and I went to Butcher Block, he did pick up the tab.
That's I've been knowing this clown for almost 20 years.
Well,
and
he
never paid for a meal.
If you remember,
Ever.
he owed me 2.
Right.
And he did pick up the tab both those times when he owed me.
Never paid. And as far as paying debts or a bet off, he's a welcher.
Look, I'm telling you, I'm going to stick up for him on this case. He did pay off to me.
Thanks, Blake. I love you.
Continue, Tom.
And I think after COVID, people have decided to give more, but the restaurants, though, have gotten really greedy, says this one text.
It's not real greedy. It's the cost of goods have gone up.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm going to take up for the restaurants. I mean, their margin is very, very slim. And you go to the grocery store. What's a ribeye steak cost?
$10.
No, it's more than that now, I think.
More?
$15-$20 for a decent one.
I haven't
Easy.
priced this ribeye in a while.
I haven't either, but I do know that when we pass by the meat thing there, my wife and I look and go, yeah, I'm not paying $100 this week for that.
Which is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad because we all like beef.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. Continue, Tom.
Smokey in Arizona is saying, Tom, you're just a cheap B-A-S-T-A-R-D. If you had to wait on tables for a living, you would change your mind on how you tip the servers.
Oh, he would. He would.
Yes, he would.
I've been a celebrity waiter before.
What?
Yes.
First of all, you got to be a celebrity.
Well,
what are you talking about?
And you were a waiter?
Celebrity waiter.
Did the people get their order? Who took it out to them?
Well, I did.
Did you deliver the right things?
Nobody complained. Hey, guys, do we tip Sonic workers? Ask the text.
Look, I didn't know until I went to work for a guy that owns Sonic Restaurant, and he told me, he goes, no, those kids depend on the tips.
Yep.
We're supposed to tip Sonic? And ever since then, I tip Sonic. I had no idea that we were supposed to tip the Sonic workers.
Yeah,
but they
bring it
are
out.
bringing out your food.
Right.
And this text is asking, where is that fire? West of Artesia toward Hope, or is it by Mayhill?
It's between Mayhill and Cloudcroft, closer to Cloudcroft, close to Cloud Country, which is kind of that RV. There's a couple of RV places in there that you can put your RV. It's kind of in that area. So Cloud Country Estates, I think is what it's called.
One more text, please, asking, well, what's up with the independents but not able to vote for sheriff? I mean, I thought this was a free country. Get a letter in the mail basically telling me I had to be associated with a major party. This one text is saying.
Wait.
Yeah, you can't vote in the primary as an independent in New Mexico.
Well, but is there a Democratic candidate, or are they both Republicans? They're both Republicans,
For which race?
For say Eddy County Sheriff. I know we have two candidates there.
Right.
So, but they're both Republicans.
I don't know.
So Democrats can't vote at all?
Well,
only in their primary.
This is a
Yeah, but
primary
that
race.
would be the race that would decide, right?
Right.
Because if they're both Republicans,
It's why many states have open primaries. New Mexico doesn't.
that would be somebody. Let me know if that's the case.
And the other thing
no
is
Democratic runner, just two Republicans,
right?
And Democrats are
not unless you switch party affiliation.
Wow.
So because New Mexico requires you to register as a party member, any state that has an open primary, you don't have to register with a political party.
Right.
You can say you're whatever you want to say, but you don't have to register that way.
People are being disenfranchised.
Yes.
They can't vote.
Sort of way.
And most states that require you to register as one political party or not, most of those are also unionized states.
Well, yeah, exactly. Elvis's Graceland home up for auction after Lisa Marie failed to pay back $3.8 million loan.
Wow.
Well,
and so it's being foreclosed against, and they're going to auction it off the highest bidder.
Her estate didn't pay that off?
Nope. So it's going to be auctioned off.
Wow.
She was broke.
I just don't. Is it worth $3.8 million?
I've never been to that mansion.
It might be. It's got some land around it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to it, but I was hungover, and I've never been a huge Elvis fan, so it was nothing to me. But
how dare you?
I mean, I felt like a teddy bear that day, and
there was a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room.
Yeah, but I thought it was okay. Albuquerque police arrest a man accused of a weekend murder. 19-year-old Joshua Dickens arrested for a homicide over the weekend in Albuquerque. How many does that make?
I lost track of the count.
Yeah, I mean, it shot a homeless person. And others say he said, I have control of somebody else's life. Oh, you're a sick son of a gun is what you are. All right, this guy is the top golfer in the world and a recent dad.
Yes.
Charges against the world's top golfer, Scotty Scheffler, expected to be dropped today. Dropped.
But he was willing to go to court.
Dropped. I guarantee you, if he was not the top golfer and a brand new father, he's got a newborn at home, damn it, they would be continuing to charge him.
I think there was just confusion on that whole deal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's confusion. When a cop car pulls up and you fight with the cops, yeah, there's like lots of confusion.
Apparently what happened was he was paying attention to one cop who was telling him to do something.
Right.
And another one grabbed onto his vehicle, and when he drove away, he dragged that guy. That's apparently what happened.
Oh.
So that's the assault charge of him against the officer. He didn't take a swing at any of them. He dragged him with his car because the guy grabbed a hold of it, and it wasn't for very far.
So you can drive away with a cop holding onto the car?
Well, by accident.
No. I mean that's
I
assault.
mean, if they're trying to detain you.
Well, they were directing traffic to the event that he was playing in. And so he just didn't, he thought they were security guards. At least that's what the story said. Didn't realize that they were cops. And then he dragged the deputy to the ground with his car. He only went about 10 yards, but that was.
And he did go to jail for a little while.
Yeah.
The whole thing was someone was killed in this whole thing. There was a fatality that led to all of this.
There was no fatality in his incident, no.
No, but,
I mean, he went to jail. He's got that teardrop in his eye, right under his eye. Yeah.
There was no fatality, Tom.
Crews battling a wildfire that's burning in Rio Arriba County. So another fire in New Mexico. 0 contained and size about 255 acres. Judge blocked Biden's administration enforcement of a new gun sales background check rule in Texas. Federal judge blocked the Biden administration from enforcing a new rule in Texas that require firearms dealers to run a background check on buyers at gun shows and other places outside the brick and mortar store. By the way, this judge, multiple times, he is an appointee for Donald Trump, and multiple times he has taken the right side. So God bless you. Alabama, illegal alien freed into the United States, charged with murdering a 19-year-old Adam Luker. Mobile County, Alabama. And if that's not enough, a previously deported illegal alien raped a child in Virginia. 21-year-old charged in Campbell County with raping a minor. By the way, he was previously deported. They allowed him to come on in again. Child under the age of 15. How many times we got to say, we want immigrants in this country, but we want good immigrants.
Right. We don't want the jails to open and mental institutions to open their doors and flood us with all of those people.
No, we don't want that. One more story before we get to Donald Trump at the NRA over the weekend. Muslim group sues Greg Abbott, saying the university executive order violates free speech.
Oh, well.
Abbott's executive order directing Texas universities to review and update free speech policies to address the sharp rise in anti-Semitism speech. Palestinian student groups, critics of Israel, were criticizing Israel on Texas College and making it unsafe for Jewish students on those colleges.
Right. So racist.
Abbott ordered a executive order protecting everybody.
Yes.
Now they're saying that Abbott's order violates the First Amendment and falsely.
It does not.
squashes the Palestinian liberation.
No.
Through slogans like "From the river to the sea,"
which is a racist statement, and it's a genocidal statement. Anytime you're calling for the death of someone or you're yelling out racial hatred, that's not covered under free speech. Just like going into a crowded theater and yelling fire, not covered under free speech.
People should have the ability to go to school, to learn, and feel safe at school.
100%.
Both sides.
100%.
Both sides. But congratulations. Let's see if you win that in Texas. I'm thinking you probably won't. All right, 19 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. Be on the Breakfast Club, taking out the trash on the way. Also, things that happen on this date in history. National anthem and the pledge still to come. Tom A. on the text, and then we'll go to the text. We'll go to the NRA convention over the weekend. We'll get to that, Tom.
All right, Lovington Liberal is chiming in. He said, why don't all the servers get together and when they see Tom coming in, don't give him good service? Says Lovington Liberal this morning. And guys,
unless I'm with him,
right? And this text says, "Thanks for clearing that up, Blake. Mr. Know-It-All did have his facts right. He likes to preach." Says the text. What was that about?
Yeah, I'm a born preacher. I'm going to get up on Sunday and I will preach. When it says assaulting a police officer, assault means what? Go ahead, Tom. Definition.
Assault means somebody got hurt.
Okay, we'll call it. Yeah. So did the police officer get hurt?
Well, I don't know if he went to the hospital.
I didn't see on the report whether or not he did.
So, but if you're dragged, usually that's an assault.
Yeah.
So case closed.
And there was a bus crash right before the golf course with fatalities, says this text. That's why the cops were directing traffic and not security, which he mistook them for. But he did have a marked car that they get, says PGA. So there was just a lot of confusion. And that's what I thought. There was a fatality that led to all that mess.
Okay.
So the texter's saying that.
Okay. Keep going.
Another texter says, you know what? I am traffic backed up on 128. Looks like there was an accident about 15 miles outside of Jow. And this report being brought to you by
Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. You're okay, buddy? You lose and win? What's the case?
No, I couldn't read that text because it was kind of miscommunicated.
Okay. So, continue on.
All right. And we got a phone call, B. Let's go to the phone call. Good morning. You're on B and the Breakfast Club. Hello.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Brent from Carlsbad.
Hey, Brent. Good morning.
I was calling on the question of the day on tipping.
Yes, sir.
When I usually go out and eat or anything I do, like grocery store, if someone carries out my bags or anything like that, or like Sonic even, I usually tip regardless of the situation. I'll tip, like if someone carries out my groceries, whatever the grocery cost was, I'll tip $3, $5, whatever, to the person that carries out my groceries, or waiter, waitress at the restaurant. I'll give them the tip. I will not do when I cash out, I will not tip at the cash register. I'll give the server.
Is that a fear that you think that the restaurant's going to hold on to that money and they're not going to get all of it?
I believe so. My mom was a waitress for several years, and also my grandmother, God rest her soul. But usually the restaurants that they worked for, they would keep a percentage of the waitress or waiter's tip. And that is not fair to me, because the waiter waitress does 90% of the work. So,
yeah, that's not right.
To me, the waiter waitress deserves the money that they receive, the tips or anything like that. So, and like you have said earlier, they make $3.35 or whatever amount of money they get per hour, and so the tip is what they depend on. And,
right.
Giving it to them directly, that's the money they deserve.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I agree. Hey, thanks for calling. You have a good one. 746, National Anthem and the Pledge on the way. Let's do Taking Out Trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. They do residential waste pickup. If you need somebody to pick up your trash, Trash Eaters is there for you. They can also do commercial waste. They can haul away everything. They have 96-gallon poly carts, 2- and 4-yard metal dumpsters, and the roll-off containers that Tom loves so much. They can take care of all your commercial and residential waste hauling needs. Call Kayleen, 575-408-1719. Do business with a local company, veteran-owned and operated. So there is a movie that's out. It's called The Apprentice.
Yeah, the biopic.
Yeah. So The Apprentice. Cannes International Film Festival. It got some, kind of got some eye-opening from, but most of those people, they don't care if it's a true story.
Right.
They depict Donald Trump as a rapist.
Ooh.
That he raped his first wife. That he raped her. Yeah. Directed by an Iranian filmmaker, The Apprentice debuted at the Cannes International Film Festival on Monday and has received mixed reviews. Some critics, thought it was a bone-chilling tale. Others maybe thought it was not. But to depict Donald Trump as somebody that assaulted and raped Ivana Trump is an out-and-out lie. But here's the deal. In America, there are people that are dumb enough to believe it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it says, but pretty graphic, the rape was. And by the way, has not one thread of it being honest and truthful. Ivanka Trump supported Donald Trump to the day she died. She died in 2022.
Right.
Her body was buried on the grounds of the Trump National Golf Club in New Jersey. Ivana Trump did not change her name. I'm taking out the trash. This is just another slam.
Anti-Trump hit piece.
By the Trump, by them again, by the liberals against the Trumps. Not one thread of evidence that it's true. But, let's not let that get in the way. Old Miss Jean Carroll actually said that, no, he didn't rape me. And he still got convicted of charges. Mm-hmm. Even though she said multiple times, no, he did not rape me. Physically rape me. That was her words. Physically rape me. All right, things that happened on this date in history coming up. Morning show this morning being brought to you by David Trujillo. He's a Republican running in Lee County for County Commissioner District 1. He's a Republican. He's a veteran, 15 years of service in Desert Storm. He also is a member of the oil and gas industry. Works in the patch, has worked in the patch for the past 17 years. And for the past 20 years has been city commissioner, mayor, or mayor pro tem. Understands the ups and downs of the oil and gas industry. Understands that, a community in southeast New Mexico, we live and die with the oil and gas industry. Understands the peaks and valleys. Understands how you got to put some of that money aside. Also understands that you got to go to the state to get your fair share of capital improvement money. David Trujillo needs your vote. Find out more information. You can follow him on Facebook at David Trujillo. message paid for by David Triel, running for County Commissioner, District 1 in Lee County. Things that happened on this date in history coming up in a second. A Fruitland man pled guilty in federal court, threatening a driver and attacking a driver with a machete and a hatchet, and then stealing her car, leading police on a high-speed chase. According to the Department of Justice, Brandon Barber, 38, a member of the Navajo Nation, admitted that he did just that on May 9th of 2022. He faces up to 15 years in jail. Is that enough? 15 years. 877-396-W105. Tom in the text. Quickly, we're going to come back and talk about Austin Maddox. That name ring a bell?
Austin
Played
Maddox.
for the Red Sox. We'll talk about him and the national anthem, the pledge, still to come.
Drew from Carlsbad is chiming in. He said, I had to renew my driver's license yesterday. After getting home, I realized that the DMV had automatically swapped me from Republican to Democrat. Now, when I went back to the DMV, the lady told me that I have to request that option when I get my license. If I don't request to be a Republican, the system automatically registers you as a Democrat.
What the hell?
Yeah, so he's kind of curious about all that. And John from Eunice says, guys, did you know how long the liberals are? Excuse me, do you know how the liberals are? It's not whether it's true about Trump or it's not. It's the seriousness of the charge. Oh, by the way, do you know, guys, Emmitt Smith is the NFL's leading rusher? Golly, come on, John. That's cool.
That was awesome.
And Leroy is chiming in this morning. You know, Trump buried his ex-wife on his golf course because if there's a correct burial of a body, the land is considered a cemetery and you don't have to pay property taxes. He's very, very smart, says Leroy.
But it wasn't his responsibility to bury her. They had been divorced many years.
Right.
And this one text says the only charges that should be filed is the stupidity charge for an officer who grabs hold of a moving car. His only injury was his pants got a hole in them, says the texter.
All right, NRA convention over the weekend. Donald Trump talked about the economy.
Time for a president who will replace weakness with strength, turn poverty to prosperity, and vanquish Joe Biden's corrupt tyranny with a great restoration of American freedom. We have to do that. From the very first day that we take back the White House, I believe we are going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country.
Donald Trump also at the NRA convention talked about RFK Jr. Here's what he said about RFK Jr.
He's radical left. RFK Jr. is radical left. Reminds me of this fly that's driving me crazy up here. This fly is brutal. I don't like flies. But RFK Jr. calls you a terrorist group. You know, he calls you a terrorist group. Can't vote for him. You can't, you know.
So RFK Jr. in the past has called the NRA a terrorist group. So if you like some of the things that he says about COVID and that type of stuff, I get it.
Yep.
But yeah, you're only going to help Biden if you vote for RFK. Trump also talked about open borders. Here's what he had to say.
And they're building in numbers that you've never seen before. Even large numbers of Chinese warriors are flowing into our country. They're all aged from 19 to 25. And almost every one of them is a man. What's that all about? 29,000 over the last month and a half. 29,000 people from China, all men, strong as hell. I looked at them the other day on television. I looked at them. I said, wow, they're pretty strong. What are they doing, building a little army in our backyard? How stupid are these people? How stupid. You know, we're the party of common sense. And I say it's so important because common sense is the key. Not even conservative. We're very conservative, all that stuff. But we're really common sense. Who wants to have an open border where people can come in totally unchecked, unvetted?
Not me. Not me. Donald Trump ended his speech by talking about the oil and gas industry. So here's what he said about the oil and gas industry.
But now we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in 58 years, where banks are collapsing and interest rates are skyrocketing. Likewise, we are a nation where energy costs have reached the highest levels in our history. We are no longer energy independent or energy dominant as we were just a few short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and others for oil. Please, please, please help us, Joe Biden says. Yet we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other country anywhere in the world. We are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will be reducing their oil production while at the same time substantially increasing the price. And we met that threat by announcing that we will no longer be drilling for oil in large areas of Alaska or elsewhere in our land. We gave up Anwar, the greatest reserve perhaps anywhere in the world.
So Trump nails it again. A fan of the oil and gas industry. If you work in the oil and gas industry like oilfield liberal, how can you vote for anybody but Donald Trump? It's only a question. I'll wait for your answer. I'm sure you'll answer. All right, still to come, we got a lot of things to get to. Still to come, we will talk about credit card debt. Where do we stand with credit card debt? And Biden updates the hostages. And Trump planning a big Bronx rally, a Trump rally. We'll get to that. I don't follow baseball, so I don't know who this guy is. Austin Maddox, former Boston Red Sox pitcher, arrested in Florida as part of a underage sex sting. Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters said that Maddox was one of 27 people arrested as part of a underage sex sting. Maddox was arrested with the others soliciting underage sex on the internet, saying that he would like to have sex with children. Maddox is 32 years old and is fighting the allegations, according to his defense attorney. He has pled not guilty. Sexting operation saw Maddox communicating with an undercover agent pretending to be an underage girl. According to the arrest report, Maddox said that he wanted to have sex with a young girl. Former Red Sox, Austin Maddox.
Trouble. He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's in big trouble. All right, we got to get to things that happened on this date in history. We'll check text. We're going to get you qualified. National Anthem and the Pledge on the way. 7:59 KWMW, Malchamore 105.1 FM. And the things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms and the Indoor Firing Range. Find them on East Navajo and Hobbs. And veteran-owned and operated. Large selection of firearms, the largest in southeast New Mexico. Plus, they have the indoor firing range and the Milo FBI training simulator. You can shoot live fire or with the laser over 1,000 different scenarios. Pretty cool. Go to the website and check them out, 2atacticalrange.com. They have the largest selection of guns, lots of ammo, lots of optics, lots of firearm accessories, tactical gear, and more. They also offer a monthly membership when you join the gun range, or you can pay by the hour. 1200 North, make that 236 East, Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs. 2A Tactical Firearms, veteran owned and operated. 1840. New Zealand declared a British colony on this date in history. I think they called it the Kiwi Colony last time I checked, Tom. American Red Cross was launched on this date in 1881.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde came out in 1908, premiered in Chicago.
Wow.
Proposed federal amendment to give women the right to vote passed the House of Representatives. 304 to 89 in 1919. Charles Lindbergh landed the Spirit of St. Louis near Paris, France. Completed that transatlantic airplane crossing in 1927. President Truman proposed statehood for Alaska in 1948. U.S. detonated its very first hydrogen bomb on this date in 1956. Also, birthdays. We got a ton of birthdays today. Happy birthday wish going to Havoc. The rapper is 50 years old. His cousin is Mayhem, by the way. Judge Reinhold of Beverly Hills, from Beverly Hills Cop. Also wasn't he in Santa Claus?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yep.
Yeah. He's 67 years old. Birthday, Mr. T is 72 years old. His real name is Lawrence Trio. Al Franken, former Saturday Night Live cast member, also a former senator, is 73 years old.
Wow.
Also started its own liberal news network.
That failed
miserably. CNN was like, we're over to here. Leo Sayer is having a birthday. He was in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He's 76 years old. Tom, name a song by Leo Sayer.
You make me feel like dancing in the morning.
Here's one.
Ding.
Oh, Tom scored one. Holy crap-a-moly.
Leo Sayer
That's
fan.
pretty much it, unless you got anything else.
I do got one.
What you got?
Red Dirt Country Texas singer was at the Lee County Fair last year or the year before. Cody Johnson, 37 today.
And what a badass. Cody Johnson is a badass.
We need to add him to the rotation, I think.
I love some Cody Johnson. All right, 877-396-W105B on the Breakfast Club. We also have a brand new sponsor to the show. We'll be talking about them coming up this morning. A quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by our buddies at North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. You can find them at 406 West Cedar in Loving, also in Carlsbad at 604 West Church, and in Carlsbad at 609 West Lee Street. You're tired of spending the whole weekend cleaning and washing and drying and folding. Especially if, you work in the patch, you work a lot of hours. No sense. They can take care of all your wash, dry, and fold. They can also start your clothes up and press them if you need them. Or, like I said, they have coin-operated machines, and they're open 7 days a week. Check them out, North Star Laundry in Carlsbad and in Loving. 91 today. Sunny skies. Afternoon, we should get up to about 25-mile-an-hour gusts, most of that from the north. Decreasing clouds tonight, down to 62. And the winds are pretty much gone for Wednesday up to 92, but Thursday, the winds will return. We have to get to the national anthem and the pledge. KWMW, Maljamar, 105.1 FM. National anthem and the pledge being brought to you by Rebecca. Ben, for the last 40 years, started a business at 19, loves helping people, still loves helping people. Let her put together a quote to meet your needs. She can take care of your recreational vehicles, your home, your auto, your commercial insurance, and your life insurance. 575-393-2661, serving Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County. Give her a call today. Proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge, Rebecca Long, your Farmers Insurance agent.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rock-a-love, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
brave. 807. We're W105, a large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
And Jesus answered, very truly, I tell you, no one can enter the kingdom of God unless they are born of water and the Spirit.
Hi, this is Kim with Judah Oil, the Harris family, doing the Lord's Prayer for you today. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
808, we're going to check in, find out what's going on with news being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. Find him 600 North Pennsylvania in Roswell, serving all of southeast New Mexico, settling big cases like a $10 million case settled in the patch, $9 million case for medical malpractice, settling big cases when it comes to car accidents and slip and falls. Get in touch with Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300. Also, if you need somebody to defend you in the court of law, find more information at theragsdalelawfirm.com, 575-208-5300. We're coming right back. It's already 8:09. Be on the Breakfast Club, giving you a chance to qualify for cash. We'll check news next on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
America Supply and Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Jim Miller. Officials with the Lincoln National Forest say crews responding to the Moser fire 4 miles east of Cloudcroft. The village of Cloudcroft's mayor says the locations are evacuation centers as follows: Mayhill, Cool Pines RV Park, Mayhill Baptist, Cloudcroft, cabins at Cloudcroft, Dusty Boots Motel and Cafe, the Summit Inn, and Cloudcroft United Methodist. Rio Rancho Bosque open space area closed due to fires that sparked Sunday night. Rio Rancho fire crews were dispatched west of the open space area near River's Edge 2 and found multiple fires from Rio Rancho and North Beach and extending north. Crews began fire suppression efforts and requested additional units to the scene. While firefighting operations are underway, more fires reported and units requesting from neighboring agencies to assist. The response was all hands on deck with help coming from Albuquerque State Forestry and other nearby fire crews in Corrales. After drone boss Larry Gonzalez died March 12 during a car cruise in Hobbs, financial responsibility for helping his two sons through college fell entirely on the shoulders of his widow, Casey Gonzalez of Hobbs. The couple's friends said they could never replace the generosity of Leroy, an active force in the Hobbs community. Leroy, known as the drone boss in Hobbs because of his passion flying drones. The car wash and bake sale begins 9 a.m. May 25th at the recently opened Budboard Dispensary, 2206 West Marlin Boulevard. It'll continue all day. Donations of bake sale items are welcome. Thanks to all who participate. National Rifle Association filing a lawsuit in federal district court in New Mexico challenging the state's new 7-day waiting period law for firearm purchases that went into effect last Wednesday. The lawsuit was filed in collaboration with the Mountain States Legal Foundation. New Mexico's unlawful sale of a firearm before required waiting period ends act mandates a 7-day waiting period before a firearm purchaser can take possession of the weapon. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
This is Senator Stephen McCutcheon. My family's been ranching in southeast New Mexico for a long time. We've learned the value of faith, hard work, and honesty. I knew this campaign would be tough, but I never thought my wife and children would be attacked and my character questioned. My opponent, Larry Scott, is shamefully accusing me of stealing water. In reality, I published that water notice publicly and have nothing to hide. Larry simply can't defend his record and trying to draw attention away from that fact. He consistently votes against our values. Raising taxes 8 times, implementing critical race theory, and a 10-year record of open border policies. Just like I learned on the ranch, character is taking responsibility for your actions. Larry, it's time to face the music. We cannot defend our children, jobs, and way of life with behavior like this. To you, the voters, I've never lied to you, and I never will, period. Join me, Conservative Senator Stephen McCutcheon, in defending our way of life. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Hey, this is Big Ben, and it's time for the Memorial Day Slasher Sale at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan. Check your mailbox for an invitation to our event where you could score up to $15,000 in cash plus other great prizes. Save big from May 21st to the 28th. You know what they say? They don't call us the Permian Truck Guys for nothing. Save big on over 250 pre-owned trucks, cars, and SUVs. Many new half-tons and heavy-duty trucks are available. We've got a passion for slashing. Save big on cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Everybody wins when we go low. That's right, shop local and save big with over 500 vehicles available. Do you have a car, truck, van, or SUV that you'd rather not be driving? Did you know that due to current market conditions, your used car has never been worth more? Sell us your car direct and score big. Now's the time to take advantage. The Memorial Day Slasher Sale is back. Are you ready to get a newer, nicer car for less? Come see us today at Permian Chevy Buick GMC Nissan, 701 West Navajo Drive in Hobbs.
Hello, everyone. I'm State Representative Catherine Brown. I serve Carlsbad, Otis, Loving, Malagajal, and Eunice in the State House of Representatives. I'm running for re-election, and I'm asking for your support once again. I'm on the front lines in Santa Fe fighting hard for families, schools, and businesses. I vigorously defend constitutional rights, including the right to keep and bear arms. I strongly support local industries such as oil and gas, potash, nuclear, ranching, and agriculture. Please vote for me, Catherine Brown, on June 4th.
Paid for by committee to re-elect Catherine Brown. David Fritchie, Treasurer.
HF Sinclair would like to recognize and celebrate the 2024 graduating seniors. Michael Quinones, Ethan Quinones, Ashley Nahara, Leslie Hernandez, and Lauren Combs, all from Artesia High School, and Kiana Tupou from Carlsbad Early College High School. Wishing you all the best and success in your future endeavors. Congratulations to the entire graduating class of 2024 from everyone at HF Sinclair.
In the race for state senate, after all the political noise, there is one issue that matters most to voters. Every job in our area depends on the survival of the oil and gas industry. Which candidate will best protect our oil and gas jobs? That's easy. It's Larry Scott. He's been in the oil and gas business for over 40 years. He fought for our industry, for our jobs, and for us in Santa Fe. He stands up to progressives who hate oil and gas and who want to kill our vital industry. Make no mistake, progressives have vowed to outlaw oil and gas. That's why we must vote for Larry Scott for state senate. Ask anyone who knows this business and they will tell you they're supporting Larry Scott. His opponent, Steve McCutcheon, lacks the ability and knowledge to defend this important industry. Southeast New Mexico loses if Steve McCutcheon represents us in the Senate. That's why we need Larry Scott. Vote for oil and gas. Vote for our jobs. Vote for Larry Scott.
This ad paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott, New Mexico State Senate District 42.
Now, back to the show.
Back on the chain gang.
Bee and the Breakfast Club. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
The basket of deplorables.
And I'm in the middle of making cards up in here. See, I'm a multitasker. During the break, look at there, making brand new cards, laminating. Got it to work.
Very good.
Yeah, Tom, he's probably still be working on it.
He'll be back here in a minute.
Yeah. On a podcast called Everyone Has a Secret, an Australian woman revealed that she found out that her friend of 20 years slept with her husband at their bachelor party. Look, Australia's known for snakes, but this guy messed up by releasing a different type of snake. Bachelor parties.
And her best friend?
Yeah, with her best friend, her maid of honor.
And
I just want to know what the hell were they drinking at this party? Was it sex on the beach?
Well, look, I really feel bad for this woman because she's been betrayed by her two closest friends, her husband and her best friend, for 20 years.
That's terrible. Courtney Cox is a spiritual person. Did an interview with CBS Sunday and said that Matthew Perry still visits her.
I saw that.
Okay.
Tom, do you have anybody that visits you?
Not no more. Dead or
in
alive.
The past you have?
Dead or alive. So.
Oh, that's funny, Tom. That's funny. Red Lobster filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
They're in a pinch.
I mean, everything that Biden touches goes to hell. Mm-hmm. He killed Red Lobster, the unlimited shrimp.
Sure.
They have $1 billion in debt and less than $30 million cash in hand.
They're
dead. They're dead in the water.
A little bit of a pinch.
They're dead in the way. It's bad. By the way, morning show this morning being brought to you by Red Lobster.
One day only, it's a Red Lobster fire sale. Everything must go.
You got crabs?
We got crabs.
I love hush puppies.
We got those too.
How about just packs of tartar sauce?
Come on down and stock up.
Shrimp?
We don't have any more shrimp because you gluttons ate all of it during our unlimited shrimp deal, which sent us spiraling into debt to the point the only way we could make ends meet was to close locations and hawk light fixtures for $10 a pop. Which reminds me, you want light fixtures? We got light fixtures. The Red Lobster fire sale. Hurry before we turn into another Raising Cane's.
Yeah, they could turn into a Raising Cane's because they're closing a bunch of their stores. Think about the stores that we lost under Biden. It's pretty bad.
It's kind of like when the governor of New Mexico closed all the small businesses, and then 40% of them never came back.
Yeah. With no retail stores, with the exception of Family Dollar and Dollar Tree.
And Walmart.
Yeah, and Walmart. Husband says his wife killed the sex life when she decorated their bedroom. They've been married for 5 years only. And she's a rocker. She loves rock and roll, so she put up a bunch of rock bands in the bedroom.
Okay.
So you've seen those deals. I think it's on FanDuel, one of them where you can buy your favorite team.
Oh, yeah.
And sticks on the wall. Mm-hmm. Well, they actually make them for rock bands. So he said now, she's got all these rockers up in the bedroom. And I'm going to be honest. I'd get a bunch of women rockers and put them up and see how that floats her boat. But he said it's actually ruined their sex life.
Okay. Why did he let it ruin their sex life?
Yeah, I would just say this ain't working. This is not working.
Oh, we can't do it with that guy looking at me.
Yeah, I can't do it with him looking at me. He keeps looking at me. Why is he looking at me like that? Tommy, have you ever had that moment where it's not working?
Yes. That's a trick question
Why
or
did
what?
you walk into that? Why do you walk into that? CNN guru breaks down how bad the Biden numbers are with black voters. And when somebody that utters the phrase, "Oh my goodness," that's either good or bad. In this case, it's bad. CNN's data reporter, Harry Eaton, outlined Biden's numbers when it comes to black voters. And to say that he's underperforming is, that wouldn't be, underperforming probably would not be, he sucks. By the way, who's gaining the black voters? To a certain degree, Trump is. Yes, Trump with black voters. And you know what? He actually, when he goes out and meets with people, he relates to black voters more than you would ever think.
Wow.
And always has. That's why, the NAACP, they gave him award after an award because he relates to black votes. A Trump rally is coming up. Tom, you hear about the Trump rally?
He's got one scheduled.
Big rally in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
So they've already started rallying. Here's a group of people talking about the Trump rally.
I am extremely proud to be an American. I am extremely proud to say that I will be voting for Trump in November. This will be the first time that this has been brought to the South Bronx. I lived right here in the South Bronx for 15 years. Right in the projects. This is the...
So when is this rally in the Bronx? I want to say it's Thursday. The Trump rally is this Thursday. Is he off on Thursday, or maybe he's doing it after?
No, there's no court. I want to say, I know for Wednesday there's no court, and I think it's Thursday there's no court. I think it's only yesterday, today, and Friday, I think.
So he scheduled, and you know what? He scheduled this yesterday, decided that he was going to go to the Bronx. The Bronx is made up of African Americans, and in this case, it would be Latino voters.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly. I mean, it's got a sprinkling of Caucasians every once in a while, but mostly. So we'll see how that works out. Now, whose district is that? Is that AOC's district?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I think it is. So Donald Trump holding the rally on Thursday. Police arrested 17-year-old Aldo Flores for a murder. He's 17 years old. This is in El Paso. Remains locked up in the El Paso Detention Center as an adult. His bond is $500,000. Alabama started putting up the baby boxes, safe haven baby boxes like the ones we have in New Mexico.
Right.
They have had 3 babies that were surrendered in the baby boxes this year. 3.
Wow.
How and it hasn't been that long. Those baby boxes haven't been installed for more than a year. How many babies have we had? I think it's 2 in New Mexico, right? In 2024?
We have, 3. 2 babies in the state, but we have now 4 baby boxes, I think.
Wow.
And I just looked up AOC's district.
It is in her district?
Part of it. So part of hers covers the eastern part of the Bronx and central Queens. The Bronx section is a majority Latino section with large Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Dominican populations for her thing. And the Queens section includes neighborhoods with large Chinese, Ecuadorian, Indian, Bangladeshi, and Greek communities.
I would not vote for her. I will not. Okay, I got to work on the Indian accent. In Alabama, babies can be brought to surrendered up to 45 days old. I have no idea how old they can be in New Mexico. You remember that?
90 days, I thought.
90 days. So in Alabama, it's 45 days. Body thrown off a cliff and Gallup in a crime spree. New Mexico man facing federal charges after violating a violent crime spree that culminated with a body being thrown off a cliff in Gallup. 30-year-old Rydell Happy has been accused of second-degree murder and faces up to life in prison if convicted. According to the criminal complaint on April 24th, the first victim got picked up by a white SUV that had 3 men and a woman inside. The victim paid the group $20 to get a ride into town. When the suspect asked the victim for more money, the victim declined, and they ordered him to get out of the car, where he was shot in the leg. That's where it all started. Sounds like Mr. Happy is not a happy person. So, in that SUV, the driver and Happy started arguing. Happy made everybody get out of the vehicle, told the driver to get on his knees, shot the driver, beat him with a baseball bat, and then ordered the suspect to throw the driver's body off the edge of a cliff. Suspect stated that Happy threw the gun and the baseball bat out of the window. According to the suspect, this is what he told state police.
Wow.
What a killer. Son of a gun. And 2 people shot at a high school graduation ceremony in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Tom, you know whose hometown that is?
I'm going to say that's Willie Nelson.
That was Rush
Willie
Limbaugh.
Nelson?
Willie's from Texas.
Did you just say Willie Nelson?
Yeah, wasn't he born in Missouri?
No.
He was born in Texas.
He's a Texan. Rush Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, Rush was born over there. Sure.
Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
On the river.
By the way, Chris Owen is been charged with first-degree murder. Shot 2 people at high school graduation ceremonies. What the heck? Unbelievable. And did you guys see the story about the moose that went crazy?
The moose that got loose.
Whoa. The moose was defending her youngins. Don't mess with the mama.
I'm not saying the moose is like, yeah. So the moose, this photographer, tries to get too close.
Yep.
And the moose kicked the photographer and to protect the newborn calves.
Yep. Just like a mama bear, a mama moose will do the same.
Yeah. Yep, no doubt. Hey, we got a brand new sponsor to the show. Thank you guys for coming on. If you're a coffee lover, I want you to do business with Cold Brew Coffee Company. And if you need some caffeination, they've got you taken care of. If you love energy drinks, they've got something special for you. This is a hot spot to get caffeinated. Check Cold Brew Coffee Company out today. Cold Brew Coffee is the best cold brew in the area. And if you're looking for amazing coffee creations, they got you. Our delicious Red Bull drinks to get you powered through the afternoon slump. They've got you covered there, too. And, hey, they have food also. They have mouth-watering food and snacks, our healthy, hearty lunch. They have that, too, and sweet treats. Swing by Cold Brew Coffee Cup. Maybe you're going shooting Yeah, maybe you go into, 2A Tactical. Yeah, they're right down the street, 236 East Navajo, Suite 1100, right across the street from Tractor Supply and next door to 2A Tactical. Find them on DoorDash, so if you're sitting in the office and you want some coffee or one of their Red Bull drinks, they got you covered. Cold Brew Coffee Company in Hobbs. Amazing brews and bites. It's all waiting for you. Check them out, and when you go in there, please mention, hey, I heard about you on B on the Breakfast Club. Tom on the text. We've got the boob of the day in just a second. And where are the most billionaires found? Tom, I want you to think about this. Where are the most billionaires? What country has the most billionaires? We'll get to that next.
And Tom's turkey neck is saying, how much does my skinny friend weigh today? I'm about 270. I've lost a lot of weight.
Tom.
Well,
I would put money that you're not at 270.
At least 277.
So you go from 270 to 277.
Yeah.
You have no credibility at all.
With regards, Deborah says, to the women and their rock posters, I'm going to say the man absolutely didn't get the message that the sex life just needed to be moved to other locations in the home. Yeah, says Deborah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? It's all in the bedroom. All right, well,
yeah.
There's a lot of other places.
Hey, B, remember when Obama said give Joe time, he will screw it up?
Yep.
Well, yeah, buddy, he did. Trump 2024, says the text this morning. And probably missed the announcement, but why is the traffic backed up 10 miles on Highway 128 from Jow? That's because they have a major accident over there right now. They're working that.
Did you check that out to see if
I
that's
texted.
true?
So looking for a definite answer on that one. But there is a major wreck out there. We've had several texts doing that. And this report being brought to you by
Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. What country has the most billionaires, Tom?
I'm going to say the country of Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
The U.S.
Blake scores one. Countries with the most billionaires. And I will say this much. China in the last 20 years has doubled their billionaires.
Yeah, they're number 2.
Yeah, they're number 2. But U.S., 813, China, 406, India, 200. Germany, 132, Russia, 120. And Russia is a very small country.
Yeah.
Italy, 73, Brazil, 69, Hong Kong by itself. So, really, Hong Kong's not a country.
No,
67. They're really part of China.
Right.
Canada, 67, UK, 55, and France, 53. Tom, what is the UK?
England.
Oh, it's England. Oh.
Yeah.
And
it's more than just England. It's more than just England.
Yeah, it's
Scotland.
Yep. Wales.
All them.
Northern Ireland.
Mexico has 22 billionaires. One of them, Vicente Fox.
Right. He sells them phone cards, doesn't he?
Ben runs the drugs, yeah.
Yeah. He actually lives in Dallas. Yeah. But talks crap about America. So thank you, Vicente Fox. Thank you. All right, Boob of the Day this morning. It's already 8:34. Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Medical professionals on staff ready to help you. And if you're not feeling great, there might be a reason why you're not feeling great. Sometimes you have to listen to your body. Take the deep dive into your blood work. Find out what the heck is going on. It could be something very simple. It could be you're deficient in some type of vitamin or herb, or it could be something like low testosterone. Or, there have been cases where people have gotten the blood work done and they found something much seriouser. That's why it's so important, guys, that you listen to your body and get blood work done at least one time a year. As we get older, we lose testosterone. Testosterone is what makes men men. It really is. When your body is pumped up with testosterone, you're able to live your life much better. You're not tired. Your libido is up there. You're able to build muscle. So the older you get, the more testosterone you lose. In your 30s, you start losing about 3% a year. By the time you're 60, you have lost more than half of your testosterone in most men. Go talk to them. They can help you. And ladies, if you're going through menopause and having hormonal issues, hormonal optimization is there for you. They also can take care of your pain. Go talk to them. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
They say the best criminals have a calling card, and unfortunately, this guy is not one of the best. Because his calling card could have been fun, yuns. Yeah, a 55-year-old man in Indiana named Alonzo Sansbury was busted after robbing 2 places within 30 minutes on Friday. He hit up a Dollar Tree, tried to pay with a fake $100 bill, then demanded money from the register. Now, it's unclear how much he made off with, because then he went to Big Lots and he tried to do the same thing and stole the cash. But this time, he also grabbed a bag of Funyuns on his way out. The police used surveillance footage to connect the 2 crimes, and they caught Alonzo's license plate. That made it pretty easy for them to track him down, and when they found his car, they saw the bag of Funyuns he had stolen from Big Lots, so they knew it was him. Alonzo was charged with 2 counts of robbery. And for being the Funyun bandit, Alonzo, you are the boob of the day.
Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. 8:37. Joe Biden giving us an update on the hostages. Unfortunately, as I don't know what language is he. Is this Hebrew? I don't know.
My administration is working around the clock to free the remaining hostages, just as we have freed hostages already. And here it is today is Hirsch Goldberg Poland, and it's still, he is not here with us, but he's still being held by Hamas.
By the way, he was in the audience. How sad is that?
I think
he was in the audience.
This lends credence to the physician that's the president's physician earlier that we had that said that Biden's on something because otherwise he's doing this.
Yeah, no doubt. 89% don't consider themselves financially successful. Tom, would you consider yourself financially successful?
I would say yes.
Okay. If that check stops coming from Social Security and you get fired from this job, how long could you live?
How long could I live? What do you mean?
Yeah. How long could you sustain?
As long as it takes.
And what? The money is going to float from the sky?
I don't think he understands the question.
How long could you financially last if you got fired from this job and Social Security went bust?
I'd find me a rich woman.
Good luck with that.
Rich widow.
Good luck with that. Only, I mean, 11%.
Ask me, B.
Yeah. So, Blake, are you consider yourself financially successful?
I don't consider myself that, but we have an emergency fund that would pay all of our bills for at least a year.
Wow. You're ahead of the game. I'm probably close to a year, but I would have to cut back a whole bunch.
Well, I could make it last longer if we cut back.
Yeah.
But I would love to have a whole lot more than that. And so I guess that we're successful, but I don't know that it depends on how you define it.
So, Tom, you could last like 2 days?
No, I could last a year.
There is no way in hell you could last a year.
I could last a year.
Yeah.
So
you can pay all your bills for a year if you don't have anything coming in.
If I don't have no bills, I could last a year.
How much do you pay for rent where you are?
Well, that's not really
how
a bill.
much do you have?
That's household stuff.
That's a bill,
well,
Tom. If you have to pay
It's
money out,
expense.
it's a bill. Oh. Could you pay all your expenses for a year?
How much is your medicine without insurance?
A lot.
Oh, so you ain't gonna make it, brother. Sorry.
But then
I'm
again,
sorry to pee on your parade.
New Mexico is a welfare state.
Like I said,
Tom-
he doesn't understand the question.
No, he does not understand. No. All right, Rio
He
Rancho
did get on the
Consular.
scale, though, over there.
Yeah. 272, boys.
272.
How much was leaning on the table?
Yeah, I'm doubting it. But, I mean, the flaming diarrhea sore throat really helped you out.
What's this diet I got on?
Mayor of New York thinking about taking away the key to the city for a certain individual. And if the election was held today, Donald Trump would win by a landslide. I'm going to talk about that coming up in just a second. Our number 877-396-W105, getting updated with news, being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com for more information, or you can just simply pick up the phone and call Rebecca Long. 575-631-3189, times 1 times 5 times 10 magnification mirrors, LED lights that are very bright. And this thing travels, comes in a traveling case. Travels easy, weighs less than 4 pounds. They also make the wall mount mirror. A lot of people requested, hey, do you have one that will mount on the wall? So Rebecca Long made it happen. Call and talk to Rebecca today. 575-631-3189 or atlasmakeupmirror.com. Let's qualify you for the cash. We'll check in with news up next. We're W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
America's Supply and Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump's legal team is expected to wrap up its case today once both sides are done questioning attorney Robert Costello about former Trump attorney Michael Cohen. Costello was in trouble with the judge yesterday.
He was muttering under his breath, saying, "This is ridiculous." He was rolling his eyes. Judge Juan Merchan ordered everybody out of the courtroom. He read Robert Costello the Riot Act, telling him to behave. Costello back on the stand this morning for more testimony.
Fox's Eric Shawn in New York. The Trump campaign outraised the Biden campaign for the first time last month.
Biden raised $51 million in April and Trump $76.2 million. The Biden campaign says they're doing just fine considering they have more money than any Democratic candidate at this point in the cycle in the history of American presidential elections.
Fox's Peter Doocy. President Biden has 2 campaign events in Boston after a speech in New Hampshire this afternoon. America's listening to Fox News.
Hello, this is former Senator Gay Kernan. In the race for state senate, I'm endorsing Representative Larry Scott and hope you'll support him too. I've been very disappointed by the negative and untruthful campaign run by Larry's opponent, Steve McCutcheon, as his campaign so far has not been based upon the facts. The truth is, Larry Scott is one of the most reliable, conservative votes in Santa Fe and is the single strongest voice for oil and gas in the entire New Mexico legislature. I'm also disappointed that our governor appointed McCutcheon to the Senate and in doing so has divided our southeast New Mexico community. Larry Scott was supported by the majority of our county commissioners who recognized Larry's strong conservative record and service to southeast New Mexico. Please do not believe the negative campaign against Larry Scott. Larry Scott has earned our trust.
Paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
Working for the GEO Group at Lee County Correctional Facility in Hobbs is not going to be anything like you see on reality TV. The true reality of the GEO Group start at $20 an hour with no training. The GEO Group will pay you while you're trained to be a corrections officer. You get a 90-day $1,000 sign-on bonus, and then you get another $1,000 bonus upon certification completion. The GEO Group is proud to offer a community setting built for true rehabilitation through structured living and an incredible incredible staff. Join the family today. GEO Group at Lee County Correctional Facility. Apply online at jobs.geogroup.com or call Jade at 575-392-4055. GEO Group is an equal opportunity employer.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
This is Deanne Kimbrough, and I'm running for Lee County Commissioner, District 1. Early voting has already started, and it's important that you get out and vote in the primaries, as this race will be decided there. I'm a lifelong Republican and everything that stands for, and I'm asking for your vote. Deanne Kimbrough, Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
Paid for by the committee to elect Deanne Kimbrough, Junior Hernandez, Treasurer.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Hello everyone, this is Catherine Brown. If re-elected in the Republican primary election on June 4th, I will become the senior Republican in the New Mexico House of Representatives. This is highly beneficial for House District 55. When I entered politics, I dedicated myself to serving as your full-time representative. I promised to advocate with zeal for the people and interests of District 55. I have kept my promises. I ask for your vote so that I may continue serving you.
Paid for by committee to re-elect Catherine Brown, David Fritchie, Treasurer.
Cavern Fest returns to downtown Carlsbad on Friday, June 7th and Saturday, June 8th. This free family-friendly street festival has fun for the entire family to enjoy, from live music, activities, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Visit our event website, www.cavernfest.com, for more details. Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, CNB Bank, and many more. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
She's like Texas, and she likes me.
What happened to Larry Scott?
What do you mean?
Larry's attacking his opponent over a water violation that resulted in no monetary fine, while Scott himself has over 10 state violations for his personal business.
That sounds hypocritical.
Right? And Larry's attacking others for receiving an appointment from Michelle Lujan Grisham. But he tried to get that same appointment from her and called himself a moderate in his job application to get it.
Wow. If the appointment was so bad, why did Larry apply for it?
There's more. Larry joined Michelle Lujan Grisham to give free health care to illegals, then said it was to keep rural hospitals open.
Yeah, right.
And he's voted to raise taxes 8 times, but in 10 years in Santa Fe has never even sponsored a bill on border security. But, of course, now that it's campaign season, he's talking tough on the border.
Seriously? What's happened to Larry?
After 10 years in Santa Fe, it's clear Larry has lost his way.
It's settled. I'm voting for Senator McCutcheon. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Short on wind, long on opinion.
And I'm going to mispronounce. I'm not going to try.
B and the Breakfast Club.
10 minutes away from the hour of 9 o'clock. I was answering Blake's text, and I got it now.
All right.
I got it, Blake.
Okay.
Hey, it took me a second. All right, 877-396-W105. Looks like a new report coming out that Jerry Bruckheimer wants Johnny Depp to be Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Didn't he already say he wouldn't do that again?
Yeah, he said he wouldn't do it, but they really want him to do it. Yeah.
Well, if they throw enough cash at him, maybe. But Johnny Depp's one of those guys that if he makes up his mind to do or not do something, that pretty much just seals the deal.
Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow. Just might return to the poop deck. Oh, Amber Heard's not going to be in it? I guess it's okay. Maybe. Katy Perry has hinted that it's a possible return to American Idol. after she left American Idol.
That show's still on.
Yeah, leaving. Yeah, it's still on. Leaving a comeback maybe in the future.
Huh.
I mean, this is great news because this is at least will prevent her from coming out with new music. Now, if they would, I'm hoping they offer Taylor Swift a gig. That way, it'd keep her from doing it. Season finale of Tracker was Sunday on CBS. That's actually a decent show.
Wasn't it?
I mean,
only
it's only been
for a
on for
season?
two seasons, but it's not bad. Tracker is not. It's not a bad show. It's just it doesn't. It's not like one of my now one show that's been on for one season. I can't think of the name of it. This guy is a tycoon that the bank takes away trying to take away his money. Gonna come to me in a second. I can't think of what it is. Rio Rancho consular indicted on fraud charges. So the grand jury has indicted a Rio Rancho consular for fraud. Myra Haynes faces 9 charges, including fraud of over $20,000, defrauded Medicaid, falsified documents, and all kind of other stuff. Details of these allegations are sealed, but the New Mexico Department of Justice confirmed that Haynes is a married and family consular. Prosecutors have identified 4 viable witnesses. I'm wondering why they're sealed. I mean, it's our money. We should know what the heck is going on.
Well, they do try and keep it from us all the time.
Maybe. Yeah. All right, 852, be on the Breakfast Club morning show being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks in one quiet place. If you're working in Carlsbad looking for a quiet place, this is the place for you. They have 3 RV parks, 162 hookups, and all coming with 30 and 50 amps available. All utilities included for one low price, and that does include high-speed internet right to your hookup. If you're a gamer or just like enjoy streaming movies, this is the perfect place for you. Very well lit up. They're pet-friendly. Find out more information at WWRV3.com, 988-0392. Check them out today. Tom and the text.
All right. This is to all the working people in the oil field. According to this text, have you early voted yet? I mean, the turnout, you guys got to get out there and take a day off and go vote. Don't wait till the last minute because this is a sign of things to come. We're so screwed, so take time to vote. And early voting ends next Saturday if you're interested in that, so get out there and vote. Say, B, this question is for you. Have you worked all your life?
All my life, since I was 12.
And would you be able to survive if you did not get accident money?
I could probably survive close to a year. Close to a year.
Because I can hardly afford to get by, and I work 12 to 15 hours daily. Says this one.
I could probably survive close to a year.
Yeah.
Now, that's in the Philippines. In the U.S.,
different story.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
There's a lot of financial things that, as Americans, that we should do that we don't do because of our consumerism. Right. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that most people live above their means.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, look at the price of everything. I know inflation is horrible, and that makes it even worse. But just look at how much the cost of a new vehicle is now, and all those kinds of things. Right. And so people think that they have to drive a brand new $80,000 truck, which is not true. I mean, do you want to? Yes. Do you have to? No.
No.
You can go buy a used one. You can buy, wherever you fit on that. But
I'm going to be honest. I can make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I am a country boy at heart.
Right.
I can live off the land if I need to. I can grow a garden. I can raise animals. I can fish.
Yep.
I do my own electrical work, plumbing work, carpentry work. I can fix my own vehicle if I need to. I can get by.
Right.
Tom, would you consider yourself a country boy?
Boy, I'm screwed in it.
You're really screwed, bro. Thank you. Out of Chaves County this morning, Chaves County Sheriff's Office reporting, Mike Harrington reporting, that approximately 8:37 last night, deputies with the Chaves County Sheriff's Office were called to the 62nd 100 block of Wyo Road. Suspicious subject call. Calling party said a male suspect was on the property and was yelling and cussing and kicking items. The male went inside the house, and then the calling party heard 5 shots fired. Deputies arrived and made contact with the male suspect. The male had a firearm and pointed it at deputies on the scene. One of the deputies was able to disarm the subject and and he was taken into custody. Nicholas Martinez charged with 5 counts of aggravated assault upon a police officer, resisting, evading, and obstructing an officer, along with negligent use of a deadly weapon. What about breaking and entering?
Man.
So, age of this young man was not given, but from the picture, he looks like he's probably in his early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. Not good. And, you know, in this type of case, he's lucky he walks away.
Right.
Because with a lot of agencies, you point a gun at them, they're taking you out.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that's a bad call when you take them out.
Their first job is to stay alive. We got an update on that Roswell police officer who was shot during the office-involved shooting. He is back from Lubbock. He's recovering, and so
Tom,
that's good news.
I did that story like 2 days ago.
Well, I wasn't here 2 days.
Thank you. I'm glad. We're glad that he is good. The Cabin family, glad that he is good, and thank you, Tom, for being on top of things.
Yeah.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless. Makes my heart all swell up and stuff. It really does. Good news coming up in just a second. Our number 877-396-W105. Morning show being brought to you by All American Cleaners. All American Cleaners. You'll find them Roswell, Artesia. You can find them in Carlsbad, Lovington, and in Hobbs. Check them out today. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds for $16.99. All American Cleaners. Marjorie Taylor Greene, busy yesterday. This is why I love little stocky, butch-like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm going to be honest. She doesn't look butch-like to me.
So bad.
Any woman that can power clean 200 pounds and is willing to go to the swamp and waders, I'm good with them. I really am. And she asked the questions that nobody else is asking. Everybody else is afraid to ask the questions. Here's what she said yesterday.
President and partner, Mr.
Chair
Chairman,
recognizes Ms. Green.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter. The reason why I asked is because Judge Merchan's daughter has raised over $93 million for her clients using the case that her own father is presiding over, which is completely weaponized against President Trump. And it is a complete conflict of interest that her own father is presiding over the weaponized court case against President Trump.
See what I mean? Nobody else is asking that question, and surprise, surprise, there is at least one person on the Democratic Party that actually sits on this committee with her that's on the list.
And surprise, surprise, because here's a list of her clients, and look whose name happens to be among all the Democrats. Dan Goldman, one of my Democrat colleagues that does serve on the Oversight Committee. However, he kept his mouth shut and refused to admit that he was paying Judge Merchan's daughter. And sure enough, Dan Goldman paid Lauren Mershon over $157,000 to raise money for his campaign. Not only that, he's been going up and advising Michael Cohen.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Are you surprised at that, Blake? Because I'm not.
No, not even a little bit.
I'm not surprised. The news story that just came out on Fox saying that because of Biden's approval rating, Kamala Harris could be taking over the reins. Joe Biden could step aside. Kamala Harris, her approval ratings are worse than Joe Biden's. Is that the answer? Mm-hmm. And this would be the first time a sitting president decides to step away because of approval ratings. I don't think you step away as president. Now, you might decide that I'm not going to run, and Kamala takes control of that. Maybe. I don't know. But his approval ratings are bad, and they see no way out. Not good. A man wanted on warrants out of New Mexico captured Monday morning in West Odessa by multiple law enforcement agencies. Jesus Espinzola, driving a vehicle with a woman and a child. After the pursuit, DPS, he jumped out of the vehicle and took off on foot. By the way, he was captured. He is facing charges of additional charges now, evading and endangering a child. New York City mayor considering taking the key to the city away from Diddy.
Uh-oh.
Sean P. Diddy Puffy Combs. I've never trusted a man with 18 different names. Could lose the key to the city. Of course, he's apologized. Doesn't that mean something? You know who else ought to be apologizing? The Democratic Party, because how many times have they used P. Diddy for get out the vote?
Right. Yep.
Bunches. And if the election was held today, a brand new poll came out. And 54% Trump, 40% Biden.
Oh.
And when they broke it down into states, I see Biden with 1, 2. Well, I mean, the whole map is red, with the exception of Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. North Carolina is kind of iffy, but the rest of the country could go Trump's way.
There's a couple of those states you mentioned that they were talking about are actually favoring Trump. So I'm surprised they don't have them colored for him.
So, and my printer is black and white, so I can't see it really good. As you can see it. Yes, I'm cheap. I'm not paying for color. Are you kidding me? You know how many pages I print a day? No way am I paying for color. All right, Tom on the text. Good news of the day on the way. Tradio coming up at 9:30. We'll give you a chance to qualify for the cash coming up in just a second. Morning show being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. Farm and Ranch Supplies, they've got you covered. Find them today, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. You can find them online at roswelllivestock.com. Also, their sister store up in Capitan, Lincoln County Mercantile. They've got everything if you're living on the farm or ranch. They've got Western wear. They've got feed for the animals, all the gates and cattle guards and that type of stuff. They got everything. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, roswelllivestock.com. Tom?
All right, so the text is saying Joe steps aside, Kamala takes over, and Michelle Obama runs for president.
He doesn't have to step aside as being president. He just has to announce that he's decided he's not going to run again.
Yeah. And then I'm starting to think, guys, that we've lost the election again. This text goes on to say, with all the illegal immigrants in liberal cities, this is going to drive the electoral votes right higher in these evil cities and giving these evil Democrats a guaranteed win, says the text. Oh, yeah, the Bidenomics is working good. Everything is higher. except for the wages and what liberals, dunces will say. It isn't his fault, however. He ain't done anything to help lower the cost of anything, says the texter. And for some reason, Tom can't even change a flat tire, says the texter.
Says Martin from the patch.
Says Martin from the patch. How do you know, Martin? You never helped me.
Because every time you have a flat tire, you got to call somebody.
I don't know no Martin from the patch. My wife and I early voted in
He's not
Carlson.
saying that you've called him, that you've called everybody else to change your flat tire.
My wife and I early voted in Carlson.
Wrong about that?
No. This text says, my wife and I early voted in Carlsbad on Saturday, and less than 1,000 had voted so far. That's pretty sad. Get your lazy butts out to vote, says the text.
We're still a little ways away from the election. How many weeks?
Not 2.
2 weeks.
2. Wow. So off-site voting opens up this weekend, right?
It's open now.
Yeah.
No, open. So you not at the clerk's office, but the off-site locations open now. Okay.
Most of them, and if you need a full listing of the locations, just call the county clerk's office and they'll tell you where you can
that's
go.
the best thing to do. Call your clerk's office.
And one more says, my guess is this is Dilo, by the way. I guess most billionaires are found on Epstein's Island, he said.
Some of them are. Yeah. Tom's girl, Caitlin Clark. Have you seen the latest story about her?
Yes.
She is a cussing sailor.
Is she really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And they lost again.
What'd she cuss at?
Yeah, well,
she cussed
she
at
is
the ref.
playing with a bunch of full-grown women.
Right.
Now. And she got her first career technical foul. And the Fever remains winless. She's not used to losing.
Right. Well,
and I don't know if you saw when they set up that pick against her last game. Oh, my God. They laid her out. She's not used to that.
She's shooting from the outside, girl. That's what they caught you for.
But I'm sure she could play in the NBA, right, Blake?
Sure.
Who would say something so ridiculous?
Tom. Hey,
Tom.
You know what else, Tom? Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher in the NFL.
Yeah.
It never gets old. It never gets old. Caitlin Clark better man up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that would be Brittany Griner. Did you guys see the story that Brittany Griner's girlfriend is having a baby, or they're having a baby? And the whole time I'm thinking, wait, it takes a man and a woman to have a baby.
They probably infra, what do you call it? Use the turkey
I don't know.
baster
You
for
tell
that.
us. You're the person that came up with it.
Did you just say they used a turkey baster?
To get her pregnant. I mean, it's been successful
I'm
before,
thinking Brittany Griner did it the old-fashioned way. That's just me. I
Had
could
sex
be
with
wrong.
a guy or what?
Tom.
Have you seen Brittany Griner?
No.
Did you see her before she got to shave coming out of Russia?
I'm just saying.
She
She looks like
appreciates
a dude.
more being in the United States now.
Oh, yeah, because she can keep that beard off her face.
Yeah.
Got a beard.
All right, on the way, we're going to talk about the Goodfellas slapped with a fascist cultural stereotype. Trigger warning. We'll dive into that. Trump's campaign spent $4 million on legal fees. We'll talk about that. And a Texas judge orders a new election for Harris County. That's Houston. And the Arkansas teacher whose students honored her with the national TV. She got a national award. Now she's in prison having sex with a boy. We'll get to that in just a second. KWMW Maltramore 105.1 FM. News this morning being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. Check them out, family-run business. Butcher Block has the experience in the meat market side of things and in the grill side of things. Look, they've got They've got a lot of experience when it comes to, meat market. And that's part of the reason why their food is so good. It all begins with the meat. They can do custom cut steaks and pork chops. They also have awesome burger patties ready to go. They're frozen. If you haven't tried their beef jerky, you should. You should try the beef jerky. It is awesome. And they're serving up breakfast as we speak. Or try the lunch. Or you can dine in or get the orders to go. In fact, I'll give you the number. You can call in advance. 575-739-7778. Like them on Facebook. Get the daily lunch special and the weekly meat market specials right off of Facebook. Or stop in. 1422 South Main and Lovington. Check them out today. Got a lot of stories to get to. Taking a break. Be in the Breakfast Club. We're W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
America's Supply and Hobbs presents. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Officials with the Lincoln National Forest say crews responding to the Moser fire 4 miles east of Cloudcroft. The village of Cloudcroft's mayor says the locations are evacuation centers as follows: Mayhill, Cool Pines RV Park, Mayhill Baptist, Cloudcroft, cabins at Cloudcroft, Dusty Boots Motel and Cafe, the Summit Inn, and Cloudcroft United Methodist. Rio Rancho Bosque open space area closed due to fires that sparked Sunday night. Rio Rancho fire crews were dispatched to the open space area near River's Edge 2 and found multiple fires from Rio Rancho and North Beach and extending north. Crews began fire suppression efforts and requested additional units to the scene. While firefighting operations are underway, more fires reported and units requesting from neighboring agencies to assist. The response was all hands on deck with help coming from Albuquerque State Forestry and other nearby fire crews in Corrales. After drone boss Larry Gonzalez died March 12 during a car cruise in Hobbs, financial responsibility for helping his 2 sons through college fell entirely on the shoulders of his widow, Casey Gonzalez of Hobbs. The couple's friends said they could never replace the generosity of Leroy, an active force in the Hobbs community. Leroy, known as the drone boss in Hobbs because of his passion flying drones. The car wash and bake sale begins 9 a.m. May 25th at the recently opened Bud Board Dispensary, 2206 West Marlin Boulevard. It'll continue all day. Donations of bake sale items are welcome. Thanks to all who participate. National Rifle Association filing a lawsuit in federal district court in New Mexico challenging the state's new 7-day waiting period law for firearm purchases that went into effect last Wednesday. The lawsuit was filed in collaboration with the Mountain States Legal Foundation. New Mexico's unlawful sale of a firearm before required waiting period ends act mandates a 7-day waiting period before a firearm purchaser can take possession of the weapon. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
You're back! You're back! I have a gun! I will f***ing shoot you!
This is Anissa Tinnen. That's the 911 tape where you hear me shoot a 5-time repeat felon that broke into my home here in New Mexico and threatened me and my granddaughter. I was terrified, but what's also terrifying is that Governor Lujan Grisham is attacking our Second Amendment rights. The same Governor Lujan Grisham who handpicked Steve McCutcheon to fill a vacant state Senate seat. Later, McCutcheon told the Roswell newspaper on September 23rd that he was undecided on supporting a special session to impeach Grisham for signing away the gun rights of law-abiding citizens. McCutcheon relented only after all other Republicans had already agreed. That's why I support Larry Scott for state Senate. Larry has a career-long A rating from the NRA after hundreds of pro-Second Amendment votes over 10 years. Send the governor a message that you're not undecided about gun rights. Vote Larry Scott for state Senate because the next victim could be you.
Paid for by Our Values PAC.
Lee County is full of people who love to be here, full of people who care about Lee County roads, Lee County schools, Lee County police and fire, and most of all, full of people who care about the future of Lee County and Lee County children. Re-elect Pat Sims for Lee County Commissioner District 5. Pat has proven he will work hard for the people in Lee County. Re-elect Pat Sims for another 4 years.
Hi, I'm Pat Sims. I love Lee County, and I know you do too. I'm asking for your vote to re-elect me as your District 5 Lee County Commissioner. Thank you.
Paid for by Pat Sims.
Why are outside special interest groups attacking conservative Candy Spence-Ezell? The PAC attacking Candy Spence-Ezell is funded by pro-marijuana politicians from Albuquerque and Las Cruces, who recently voted for free college for illegal immigrants and putting feminine products in boys' bathrooms in our schools. This effort is being directed by the disgraced senator who currently occupies this seat, who can't win another election after getting caught cheating on his wife with a teenager in Santa Fe. But he can't let go of power, so he's desperate to have his own puppet candidate win this seat. That's why they're lying about Candy Spence-Ezell's long-standing conservative record. Don't let them get away with flat-out lies. Candy Spence-Ezell has an unmatched record of fighting for our rights and our way of life. Get out to vote early, and when you do, vote for conservative Republican Candy Spence-Ezell for State Senate.
Paid for by Candy Spence-Ezell for State Senate District 32.
It's Elaine Sena Cortez, your conservative Republican candidate for state representative. It's no secret that Lee County bankrolls New Mexico. Radical Democrats use your tax dollars for abortion clinics, the radical brainwashing of our children, the hostile attacks on oil and gas producers, and crushing regulations on our small businesses. It's time to stop the left from further destroying our conservative values, and I'm their worst nightmare. Vote for Elaine Sena Cortez on or before June 4th to restore common sense to New Mexico.
Paid for by the committee to elect Elaine Sena Cortez for New Mexico House.
This is Senator Stephen McCutcheon. My family's been ranching in southeast New Mexico for a long time. We've learned the value of faith, hard work, and honesty. I knew this campaign would be tough, but I never thought my wife and children would be attacked and my character questioned. My opponent, Larry Scott, is shamefully accusing me of stealing water. In reality, I published that water notice publicly and have nothing to hide. Larry simply can't defend his record and trying to draw attention away from that fact. He consistently votes against our values, raising taxes 8 times, implementing critical race theory, and a 10-year record of open border policies. Just like I learned on the ranch, character is taking responsibility for your actions. Larry, it's time to face the music. We cannot defend our children, jobs, and way of life with behavior like this. To you, the voters, I've never lied to you, and I never will, period. Join me, conservative Senator Stephen McCutcheon, in defending our way of life. Paid for by Stephen McCutcheon for Senate.
Welcome to B in the Breakfast Club. Don't underestimate B. Oh, that's his wife's job.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Call or text now 877-396-W105 to talk to B and the Breakfast Club.
Now that is the savage son of a beast I know and love.
877-396-W105. We are B and the Breakfast Club. Got a lot of things going on. Would you consider The Goodfellas one of my favorite movies?
It's a good movie.
A fascist cultural stereotype. They have put it on the trigger warning. AMC has slapped Martin Scorsese's 1990 masterpiece, Goodfellas, with a trigger warning for cultural stereotypes.
Get out. Like
okay, if you're going to do that, damn it, I want Waterboy. That I want the same put on Waterboy. Because number one, that's not a Cajun accent. That's number one. And number two, that's not the way folks are.
So what they're saying is that gangsters, mobsters aren't like that?
That the true story is the Italians and the Sicilians had a mafia.
No, they still do.
Yeah, and that's the God's honest truth.
Yep.
I lived and went to school with members. Well, their dad was, grandfathers were members of the mafia.
And look,
the Dixie mob with Carlos Mosella.
Look, the Italians aren't the only ones with the mob.
No.
Mexican mafia.
Yeah.
So if we do a story about El Chapo's life, are we going to put a trigger warning on that?
Stupid, man.
That's not to say all Mexicans, and it's not to say that all Italians live their life this way. It's historical. Well, we don't need a trigger warning.
Why do we even have trigger warnings?
If you do not like the movie, don't watch the damn movie.
Don't watch it.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go watch the movie again just because of this.
Yeah, but this is so over the top. A trigger warning.
Yes. What about Going with the Wind? Does that need a trigger warning also?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, it does. That Gone with the Wind made the list. It's got a trigger warning, too. Oh, what the hell? Trump campaign spent about $4 million on legal fees in April, according to his filing information. $4 million. Texas judge ordered new election in Harris County's judicial seat. Number of illegal voters were counted, and the 2022 election cast doubt on the true outcome. And a judge has ordered that Harris County hold a new election for a judge in the 180th district in Harris County.
Okay.
Lawsuit filed by a Republican candidate, Tammy Pierce, who lost that election by as few as 450 votes, filed a lawsuit, and they said, yeah, we had illegal people voting. We're going to hold another election. Texas judge ordered that. I have no idea when that election is going to be.
Well, it'll be pretty quick, I would imagine.
I would think. I would think. By the way, the election was November of 2022. Heck, almost 2 years. And a Arkansas teacher whose students honored her.
Yeah.
So the teacher from Arkansas whose students surprised her on national television in 2020 has been sentenced to prison for having sex with a 17-year-old student.
What is wrong with these people?
She met the kid at school, too. 33-year-old Heather Hare. Sentenced 13 years behind bars.
Married mother.
Married mother. And you can't have sex with students.
No, that's
taboo, man. Come on.
Not just taboo. It's everything wrong. Like, you're supposed to be in charge of those kids, and now you're damaging them for life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know we got a lot of people that go, well, I wish I had teachers like that when I was a kid. No, you don't.
No.
Rape is rape.
Right.
And when the authority figure is here, that trust should never be burdened. Ever. Ever. She's been charged of rape, abuse, and incest. Where's the incest charge come from?
Is she related?
Tom, what's the definition of incest?
Family stuff, dude.
Yeah, the kid was not related to her. Well, I guess what they're saying in Arkansas, everybody's
right.
What it says here is she was indicted and charged with 1 count of interstate foreign travel for prostitution, sexual activity by coercion, and 1 count of transportation of a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity.
Wow.
She ugly or what?
No.
No, she looks like she's about 17 years old. In the picture I'm looking at on Breitbart.
Yeah.
She's cute. She's also married.
Yeah.
And has kids of her own.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work out?
She went weirdo, dude.
I mean, no. I mean, as a man, can you imagine finding out that your wife, that as a man, you're not enough to keep your wife happy? She had to go with a unexperienced. Yeah.
It says
kid.
20 to 30 times for that school term, including at her house, in her car, in her classroom and in the parking lot at the high school.
She got around. Wow.
What are you saying, like?
You might remember this name, Rob O'Neill, former Navy SEAL.
Oh, yeah.
So, Navy SEAL, Rob O'Neill, talking about a pair of Jordanian nationals who tried to breach security at the Marine Corps base, Quantico. He said this could be a dry run for a terrorist attack. On May 3rd, 2 foreign nationals rolled up to the gate at the Virginia military base in a box truck claiming they had an Amazon order.
Wow.
The guard was suspicious.
Yeah.
After they were directed to an area for a secondary inspection by the military police, the driver stepped on the gas and defied the orders by security personnel and tried to drive the truck down the center of the base. Fortunately, they had road barriers set up. The 2 were cited with trespassing and on federal property and taken into custody by ICE.
That's all.
Did anybody hear about this story?
No.
This is May 3rd. I haven't heard anything about this story. Did you hear about it, Blake?
No.
No.
And that's
this
all
is
they
May
charged
3rd
them
of
with?
this year.
Storming a base, and that's all they got charged with?
Yes. So it takes Rob O'Neill coming out to make this story get some attention, because I look on 30 sites a day and had never seen this story.
No.
Wow. Whew. This is scary times in America. It is. All right, Tom and the text. Good news coming up next. And then it's time for me to head down the road, and it's going to be a long night again.
Hey, Tom, I saw you on the Facebook video. Man, you're looking kind of skinny, dude. What'd you do? Lose a few pounds? How can I get some of that guided advice? I'll be there just to let you know that you're the smartest person, but you're also a dumbass. I even lost my breath. You believe that?
You lost your breath?
Lost my breast
Or
size.
your breast? You
Breast
lost your
size.
breast or your breath?
My breast size.
Your breast?
So you're not wearing a bra anymore?
No, I'm not wearing no bra. And a 17-year-old hit the
Wife took it back.
The 17-year-old hit the jackpot. Oh, by the way, guys, John Fermina says, I just wanted to say that Emmitt Smith is the all-time lead right there in the NFL. John, come on now, man. Well, not a lot of people didn't know that.
No, I mean, nobody even knew he played for the Cowboys.
Right. And who's claiming Tom on their taxes? If not, y'all should.
Oh, we should. I mean, we should get a reduction for employing the handicap.
Oh. And there you go, B.
Thank you, Tom. Good news of the day being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, right across the street from Bob's. He can take care of your insurance, home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance, 575-396-0513. Call him today. Proud sponsor of the Good News of the Day.
On Sunday, a woman's dog jumped into the Hudson River off the Hoboken in New Jersey and got caught in the current. A man who was passing by immediately jumped in and helped get the dog back to shore. And there's a video. It's pretty cool. And so congratulations to him. A farmer in Manitoba, Canada had a surplus of potatoes. So he donated potatoes to organizations across North America. And it was a huge surplus. I'm talking 12 million pounds of potatoes.
Wow.
That he donated. So that's pretty cool. And it's frustrating that a cure for cancer has been so elusive. But we have to celebrate every achievement along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And this one could actually be big. Scientists have just identified 618 proteins in blood, which are linked to 19 types of diseases, including bowel, prostate, and breast cancers. Now, this might actually make it possible to warn people of cancer more than 7 years before it's diagnosed. It's a long time. It's early, but doctors hope this could be a very crucial first step towards a preventative therapy. And that, Kevin, is your good news of the day.
Tomorrow is finally Hump Day Wednesday. We'll be back on Being the Breakfast Club. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. You having problems with your air conditioner? It's just not able to keep up. And the hotter weather, it might need some maintenance. Give Enrique Rocha a call today. 631-1999. Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Gone. It's fried. He can introduce you to new technology that will save you money when it comes to energy savings. Talking about the inverter-driven heat pump systems. Call him today. 575-631-1999. Call Enrique Rocha, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll see you later. Tradio coming up next, W105.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. The defense rests